The camera really does that, 20 pounds.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it didn't for me.
It does. Yeah, to me, I'm big bones.
Big bones.
I got big bones.
Oh, God, I'm not editing that out either.
No, geez.
Leave that one in there. I know Lacey told me I can't pick on you.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am too. I'm looking forward to it. I should have been number one, but number, what, it's 36?
You could have been number one on, like, episode 1 on, like, probably season 4 or 5, maybe.
No.
I can hold this one off if you want.
No, I'm tired. Everybody's asking, and I got to do it. So I got to do it.
Oh, it's so good. Sorry, we are at the Hampton Inn in the middle of Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
Nebraska, yeah.
And I'll let you start. I'll let you introduce who you are, where you're from.
So my name is Rhys Obiedo. I own Grime scene unit. We detail and we do metal polishing, and I'm from Colorado.
You're from Colorado?
Originally.
Really?
Not from this shithole. I don't know how I ended up here, but I'm here.
But you're here.
Yeah. My wife is from Gering.
She's from Gering.
Yeah.
So Gering is attached to Scottsbluff.
Yeah, it's about 4 miles south.
Scottsbluff is like 3 cities mashed into one. It's Scottsbluff, Gering, and
Scottsbluff, Terrytown, and Gering.
And Terrytown.
Yeah.
So driving around, it looks like just one city.
Yeah.
But it's technically 3.
Right.
So she's from Gering.
Right.
The nice side of town?
Oh yeah, it's a really nice area.
The nice area of town?
Yeah, there's a lot of, so this is kind of like the big city.
Sure-ish.
And that's kind of the quiet south part of town.
Okay. And where in Colorado are you from?
So I was born in Aurora, and I lived in Castle Pines North for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, 15 years.
What were you doing there?
I started a repo company in 2001, and as I started making more money, I started moving on up like the Jeffersons. So yeah, I got to Castle Pines, and Castle Pines is like
that's like the cream of the crop.
Yeah, top 3.
Yeah.
And I was the only Mexican on our block.
Really?
Yeah, in our cul-de-sac.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I had to keep up with it. So I bought a boat, and
how do you go from repo to polishing?
Yeah,
like, repo's money.
Yeah.
Like, you can make really good money in repo.
Well, back in the day, before the economy went the crapper, you could make thousands. Depending on how much the car was worth, but you could make $1,000 in 30 seconds. And then when the economy went the crapper, all the lending stopped. They were trying to save all the loans. Yep. So it went from repossession to, they call it cash or keys. So you pull up, you throw the car in the air, and then knock on the door, which is dangerous, and say, I need a couple $100 or the keys. And the bank would take anything. They'd take a couple $100 and put the car down and go away.
Really?
Yeah. So the bank would split the money with me, and so it was kind of hard. A lot of big repo companies went out of business because
that's really risky business.
Yeah, there was so many. They had so many trucks that they couldn't run them, and I was a one-man show, so I was able to weather the storm through that.
Wow. But still, like, how do you go from repo to metal polish?
So I. About I would say 9 years ago, probably 8 years ago now. I was shot in a fight in an alley. I was shot in the back. I didn't know I was shot, and it basically it kind of. So I worked my entire career smashing heads with everybody. I didn't care who it was.
Yeah.
And then when you feel like when I was laying on the ground, I just like in the movies, I felt cold, and it was middle of summer, and I kept telling the guys like I can't breathe. I'm really having a hard time breathing, and he's like, "You're gonna be fine." And I told him, "Listen, if I'm gonna die, I need to pray. Like I need to get my crap in gear because I'm going, wherever I'm going, I'm going to get it together." And he's like, "You're gonna be fine." That's all I remember. And I was in the hospital. Yeah. So I was shot in the back and caused me to have nerve damage in my neck and shoulder.
So that was
it. Then I made a lot of mistakes with money. Back in the early years of repo, I was making about $30,000 a month, and I couldn't.
Not a lot of overhead.
No, just a truck and fuel and insurance.
One-man band,
and a small lot I had, and
so not much has changed. It's polishing.
Yeah. So
Polishing's the same thing.
Right, yeah. And I couldn't. I didn't have anybody in my life that said, "Hey, you need to slow down."
Steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, and I had accountants that would say, "Hey, you're making a shitload of money, but you're burning through a lot of money really quick."
I feel like this is the same issue with a lot of polishing companies.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's very low overhead.
Yeah.
A lot of profit. Ish. I mean, it's very labor intensive, but it's very profitable.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get that big dollar amount and they start making that money and they start blowing that money, and they don't realize that if you don't reinvest in your business and you don't reinvest in your personal life, it tears you up.
Yeah.
And it kills your business. I see so many polishing companies guys just balling out of control and spending money, and they're just going broke doing it.
That's exactly how I was living. My motto was bigger house, faster car. So, and if my neighbor got, I don't know how to swim, but my neighbor got a boat, I want to go get a boat.
Yeah.
So my boat just sat in the garage. I couldn't use it.
Listen to the upper echelon in Colorado, that'll go quick.
Yeah. So I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have anybody to say, you need to pump your brakes. You're going to get old. You're going to get older, or something's going to happen. You need to start saving money. And I didn't have that in my life. And so I just ran all the red lights.
Yeah.
So ended up here with Melinda, and this is the last place I thought I'd end up. Yeah. I'm a big city guy, so I'd never seen cows up close.
You're a big city guy?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When I came here, I saw a tractor up close, and I was like, why is this guy driving on the road here? And cows, were, if you would have asked me where the food come from, I'd say Walmart. Because I didn't know, I had never been on a farm.
That's big city.
Yeah, I'd never been on a farm. And when I moved here, I got to spend time with people on farms and on tractors, and I got to see how hard it is for farmers.
Yeah.
And if you get too much rain, it's bad. You get not enough rain, it's bad.
Yeah.
So.
It's both ways.
Yeah. So, but this town saved my life. Nebraska saved my life.
Really?
Yeah, I was running really hard.
In a rough crowd?
Yeah, well, so I carried a lot of guns, and as I'm going through neighborhoods like Montbello, it's a bad part of Aurora, North Aurora.
I was going to say, that's a rough part of Aurora.
5 Points down in Denver, I'd antagonize people with guns, and I did a lot of bad things.
You had to do what you had to do.
Get
in the car sometimes.
Yeah, not only I went to work, I did my job right, but I also was screwing around a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to last very long.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't have.
Yeah.
If you had stayed in that situation.
So yeah, I had a really bad attitude. When I came here, the guy you see now is not the guy I was when I showed up here.
So how'd you end up meeting Melinda?
Yahtzee. I was playing Yahtzee. I was at a football game, my son's football game in Colorado, and this team mom was like, "This Yahtzee game is amazing," and I was like, "I like Yahtzee." I got home, I uploaded.
I enjoy Yahtzee myself.
And then a week later, we just started talking.
Really?
And I was like, "Where do you live?"
So like Yahtzee on your phone?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And she was a very social person right away.
She is.
I knew that it really sucked because at that point I had been sued a lot. I got in a fight at what was the name of that place? Cheesecake Factory. And I got sued really bad.
Really?
Yeah. And so towards the end of that, my repo career, I was being sued. I was being audited like crazy, and I was kind of losing everything. So when I met her, I kind of told her, I was like, "Listen."
She met you in a lull.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, "Listen, I don't know, this big house I have, all these cars I have, will probably be going away.
It's gonna be gone."
Yeah. So I'm getting sued like and audited. Like they the IRS was camping out of my house.
Really?
Yeah, it was that bad.
Oh boy.
And she was still with me, you know, and we just had an instant connection, and I wasn't a very easy person to love when we met. I don't know why.
Listen, for what it's worth, you're still.
Yeah. But I don't know why she stuck with me. Yeah, and I'm glad she did.
Oh, listen, she
But-
loves you. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And you can tell you love her too.
Yeah.
Like the
yeah.
two of you two together. Every time we get to spend time with you guys,
Yeah.
it's something special always.
Yeah. She's a very special person, and like I said, coming to Nebraska, I don't carry a gun anymore. I sold everything I had. I leave my keys in the truck, wallet on the dash.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have proved anybody anything. And when I got here, anybody would give me a dirty look. I'd be like, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah.
You know, I had that kind of attitude. And it was a really shitbag attitude.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people in this town, when I was really starting this business, showed me love.
Yeah.
They gave me a lot of love. And
It's crazy how I feel like I don't want to bag on big cities because there's nothing wrong with a big city, but I feel like life gets disconnected in big cities. You get out to the small rural areas like this, or like you've been up to my place a number of times. You get into the rural areas like that. Life's just different.
Yeah.
Like it's very loving. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what gender you prefer or any of that stuff. Nobody cares.
Right. Yeah.
Like everybody just minds their business for the most part. Like little communities, everybody talks.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like nobody really cares.
Right.
Everybody cares about each other.
Yeah.
They don't care about the little stuff.
Right.
So it's a very different way of life.
Right. And you hit the nail on the head. I was disconnected 100 times over.
Yeah.
Disconnected emotionally from my kids, from my family. I have a huge family that still to this day are still hurt with my behavior. But I was disconnected from myself. I really didn't know what my place was in the world, you know? I felt like I didn't realize I was going to get older, and making that kind of money wasn't going to be as easy.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not a cushy job.
Isn't it
You know?
weird how that is?
Yeah.
Like when you're when you're young, you're like, life is easy.
Yeah.
You can make money so easy.
Yeah.
And just blow it. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden there you sit. And now it's like, now you need the money.
Yeah.
You don't want to work as hard because your body hurts.
Yes, it's exactly right. And I was like, dang, I wish somebody would have just said, hey, youngster, pump your brakes.
Yeah,
you know?
slow up just a bit.
But I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And so I ran all the red lights. So looking back, I had a lot of very nice things. You know, my kids went to private school. They had the best of the best. And that makes me happy that I was able to do that for them. But I don't have anything to show for it now.
Yeah.
So
you get a taste of the high and a taste of the low.
Yeah.
I mean,
real low.
you got both.
Yeah.
Like both extreme sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like you and I talked about this, and I really want to retouch on this story that you told me today. When we get a little further along here, I definitely want to retouch on the story of your low point in your polishing career, because I feel like a lot of polishers will really relate to that.
Yeah.
And I really want other people to hear your story and just where it ended up. Just for the simple fact that, like I said, I think a lot of people are going to relate to the same story you have. Is a lot of people are in that same situation, and I see it all the time. So when we get a little further along, I definitely want to touch on that.
Sure.
Because when you told me today, like that touched me in my soul. Like it was a very powerful thing to hear you say where you were at.
Yeah.
And moving forward with that. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. But how long have you been polishing now?
I think it's 4 years now. I think 3.5, close to 4 years.
But polishing isn't the only thing you do.
No, so I'm a better detailer. You know, I'm a better detailer, you know, than I am a polisher. And I say that because my brother owned a body shop in Tucson, Arizona, and my parents just sent me to his shop, and he'd be like, "Go cut and buff that," or you know, and you know, truckers would come.
And how old were you?
14.
14? So you started detailing when you were 14?
Yeah, and it wasn't as detailed as it is nowadays, you know, every nook and cranny, but, you know,
Really back then with rotary with wool pad.
Wool pad.
Springer and I have talked about this a number of times, even on his podcast.
Yeah, go cut and buff that, and I'd be pissed off, cut and buff and stuff. And
Now it's a Roops.
yeah,
And it takes like an hour.
yeah. It's you don't got the little fuzz all over you. Yeah, and truckers would come in and they'd tell me in Spanish, polish my wheels, little shit. And I still don't remember the name of it. What was it that they come in like a sausage tube?
Autosol.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You squeeze it out of the tube and smear it on the wheel, and then you'd run a
stitch wheel.
A stitch wheel on it, and that's how I started polishing. And I hated it. It was like
it was miserable.
Yeah,
Sling everywhere.
There was no sanding in it. It was just going at it. And so when I finally was old enough to get away from that, I didn't look back.
Yeah.
But I had the experience.
So you started off buffing paint.
Yeah.
And then they talked you into polishing aluminum.
My brother, yeah.
And then you ended up going into the repo business.
Yeah, so that was a very early on, 14 to 18. 14 to 18, I was at my brother's shop most of my time.
Yep.
And then after that, I had some odd jobs like car wash or, I did some delivery stuff. And then I was talking to this guy one time at a Bronco game, and he was a repo guy, and he was a big, stocky guy. So I was listening to his stories, and I talked to him. I said, "Hey, how can I get in it?" And he's like, "You speak Spanish?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, here's my number. Call me tomorrow." So I went to work and had the crappiest. They gave me the crappiest truck. It was a '93 Ford F-350 short box, because back in the day they didn't have the what they call the what are they called now? So it looks like crucifix on the truck.
Yeah.
It folds down, grabs the wheels.
Yeah.
They're called no, they're not called dynamics. Anyway, I can't remember what's called. But so back in the day they were called illusions.
Yeah.
So the truck, they called it illusion because the sling would lay in the bed of the truck, and the truck looked like a regular truck, but you hit the switch and the sling would come out. You'd hit the chains on the axles and then on the truck and then go.
Yeah.
And it had a really bad exhaust leak, and bed was falling off, and I was like, I could probably do this myself.
Yeah.
And so I kept working and got more experience, and then
saved up some money.
I saved up $6,000.
Yeah.
And I bought the worst truck you could possibly buy for repo. It was like a '93 Cummins, clack, 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 clack.
It's so loud.
Yeah. So when I go up to cars, I turn it off.
Yeah.
And kind of coast into them. You know what I mean? So because they were so loud.
You didn't need to knock on the door. They knew you were there.
Yeah. So I got rid of that thing really quick. But yeah, and it was right away. My sister was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a waste of money. You should go back to school." And but I loved it. I loved the rush that I got, and
I would imagine it's adrenaline high.
yeah, and so I wasn't afraid to fight, and so in those early days, I'd give it to anybody they want, all day long. I don't care, and I wasn't. It's funny because you get these guys 6'6", big old buff guys.
Nobody likes getting hit.
Yeah, those guys, zero fear.
Yeah.
They didn't put any fear in my heart. It was the little guys. You know what I mean? The ones that, I'm a bigger guy. You run around a little bit, get me winded, and then I'm in trouble. But, so those guys were trouble for me, and I stayed away from them because I've had some run-ins with skinny guys and that are real, they got
long reach.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't mess with that.
So when did the repo thing end, and what did you do right after that?
So it ended in it ended like 7 years ago. So whatever that was,
So you've been polishing for 3.5. So what was the transition for 4 years in between there?
No. So it was probably about 19. I wish Melinda was here because she's got a great memory. But anyway, I don't want to give her too many props.
She's got a big head on this.
Yeah, she does. So it was kind of, I sold everything I had. I moved here, got together, and then we bought a house. And I went to work for Menards. And I lasted 9 days.
Yeah.
Some kids like, get up there and get that toolbox. I was like, you get up there and get it. And he was like, all right, you're fired. So
I was gonna say, I couldn't see you working for somebody.
No, I couldn't.
I mean, nothing against you.
Yeah.
Just
no.
You're in the few conversations you and I have had where like we've talked business, you've got a lot of that same mindset I got. Like you're always looking for that next, like what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
That's me, yeah.
What's gonna be my next move?
Right.
Like, all right, business is set, we've gotten to this point. What's the next move to start making us more money? What's the next move to start making it more efficient?
Absolutely.
Like the few conversations you and I have had about business, I've noticed that you have a lot of the same mindset I have.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for you because I know what that means at night. Yeah. It means there's a lot of sleepless nights with your brain running and going, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Like I lose a lot of sleep just always trying to find that next move because I don't like to plateau.
Exactly.
I do a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
No. I get it. And Melinda's opposite of me. She's a planner.
Mm-hmm.
She's wants to have a plan. She doesn't want to rock the boat too much. And I think it had a lot to do with our early start and how I ran things in the ditch so fast.
I like riding the waves.
Yeah. And I think that's, for her, that's scary.
Yeah.
But I'm all for, whatever.
I'm really lucky too. Tammy's the same way. Like, she doesn't plan a whole lot. I shouldn't say that. She does plan a bit. But she likes things flowing easily. Mm-hmm. She doesn't like it when stuff ramps up super fast or drops super fast. Like, she wants to just ride that coaster out a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. And that's her job.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a good yin and yang for both of us.
Yeah, for sure. And after I got fired, I was washing Melinda's car, and it never fails when you're cleaning a car. Okay, you get mine next.
Yeah.
And my neighbor came over and was like, "Hey, get mine next." I'll get, and then I kept going, and I was like, well, maybe somebody would pay me, because I had my detail guy would come to my house.
Sure.
And wash my cars and do stuff and get while I wasn't home. And so when he said that, I was like, hey, I can probably do this.
Yeah.
So I told Melinda, I said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to work for anybody. I can't do it. And I said, but I'd like to do something. I'd like to start a business. And she was like, oh God, she's like, what do you want to do? Because life was pretty good. We just had bought a house. She wasn't pregnant yet, but we just bought a house, and she was pregnant. Rhys was already, he was already
swimming,
yeah. And so she was all in, and she's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna be a mobile wash guy, and she's like, I don't know about that, and I got my way and pushed. I was mad, I was angry, I caused fights, and she finally, she's like, all right. So we drained her retirement.
Yeah.
I said, I needed all that. So we got a trailer, we got a truck.
I ever wonder if maybe, like when all that was going down, you ever think she sat back and was like, I watched him go through a really big audit in the FBI. Whatever was involved. Yeah. And we just drained out my retirement to make this thing go.
She resented me a lot. I can honestly say that when we were starting this business, there
was a lot of resentment.
Because we were so broke. Yeah. And when, like I said, when we started out, I felt like I've already hit lightning in a bottle once.
Yeah.
It's destined to happen again for me because it's me.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. In fact, it just was the opposite.
Yeah.
And it was the lowest part of my life that I've ever felt. Like I can't tell you how emotionally broke down I was because I could have bet my life that this was going to happen, that I was going to, be an instant success, and it didn't happen.
So you were thinking this was going to be an instant success because you had instant success with your
repo business.
With your repo business. Yeah. So getting into this washing and was it just washing in the beach?
Yeah. It was just I drive around town with my trailer, and how I did it is I cold called every person when I first started.
Was it like a fleet mobile wash?
Yeah. So I have a trailer with a skid on it.
Sure.
And then I had all, I had a 2-bucket method. I had, my guy in Colorado, he was a detailer for a long time, and I paid attention to what he did, and I just replicated it. I got the same machine he did. I went to the bucket method, 2-bucket method, the same cleaning things. I did everything he had.
Yeah.
But I bit off more than I could chew for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, did you start like just doing cars around town,
Yeah,
or was it like fleet truck?
Yeah, I started my very first job was State Patrol, and I was so excited. Like, I was like, I told Mom, I told you this was gonna happen, and she's like, okay. And my first job show up, I get to State Patrol, and the LT comes on, and he's like, is that clean water? And I was like, yeah, I got it out of my house. Well, no, is that an RO water or something? And I was like, no, I took that out of my house. He's like, well, Nebraska's got the 4th hardest water in the country.
Yeah.
And they had all brand new chargers. He's like, you're not putting that shit in our car.
You guys are on like one of the biggest water tables
Oh, really?
in the world.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you guys have the hardest water.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is hard. And I didn't realize it until we had to pay for a filtration system in our
Even
house.
with a water softener,
Yeah.
I don't think your water can get under like 800 parts per million.
Yeah, well, we had a 2-part. So we had a water softener and then another filtration system
An RO system.
to cut it again.
I have one in my shop too. Springer helped me put one in. It was like $7,000 or something like that. Even my water softened through a softener and through the city filtration system. My water coming out of my tap is still 420 parts per million.
Oh, wow.
My RO system gets it down to 3 parts per million, thanks to Paul.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to dry my own pickup anytime I wash it.
Oh.
I mean, I can just wash it and walk away.
Oh, nice.
Middle of the summer, 90-degree day, pull it outside, park it in the sun, no water spots.
Oh, sweet.
That RO water is crazy.
Yeah, it's
So is that what you ended up getting into the RO system?
Yeah, but we couldn't afford it. We got it, but we couldn't afford to keep it.
Yeah.
We kept it, but it was just. First of all, we had the hard water problem.
Yeah.
Then we had to wait till we got our filter system, and then my pricing was off. And my father-in-law said, he goes,
You said pricing was off this morning. When you finish this up, I'm going to have you explain what you meant by pricing was off.
my father-in-law said, you need to be careful of your prices because it's a small town. People care about their money.
Yeah.
And he goes, you should probably not be so, because I was charging Colorado prices.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm giving them I'm giving them better than anything they can get around here.
Yeah.
So I'm worth the money.
Yeah.
And Mark said, you should probably be careful. And he was right. I didn't listen. And I was like, that's my price. If you don't like it, then too bad.
Just is what it is.
Yeah. And boy, that didn't work. And then the winter came, and then I was out of work.
You're broke.
Broke.
Yeah.
Like broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always try to explain to everybody, one of the big questions I get when I'm talking through people through Instagram and stuff like that is everybody wants to charge like the big polishers do. Like I get people hit me up all the time. What do you charge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, I'm 21 years in. If you at 6 months in are charging what I'm charging at 21 years in and putting out the quality I'm putting out, like I'm in the wrong business. Like I screwed up somewhere along the line. You should charge what your area dictates and what you're looking for. Like, do not use my pricing.
It's exactly what you told me.
Because you're gonna kill your own market.
Yeah.
I said sometimes my market's less. Mm-hmm. Like I'm cheaper than some other places. Mm-hmm. Like you guys get more here than some of the stuff I get at home.
Yeah.
So it's like if I give you my prices and you go off of that, like your cost of living might be higher here. Mm-hmm. I'd hate to see you screw yourself.
Right. I asked you the same question years ago, and you said you have to whatever your market dictates.
Yeah. I try to tell everybody, figure out what you want to make hourly, then figure out what you can accomplish in that hour, and divide it out. Mm-hmm. As you get faster, charge it the same by the piece as you were when you figured out how quick you could get it done. Mm-hmm. And eventually, as you get faster, it's like giving yourself a raise.
Yeah.
Because now you've set your pace, And as you get faster, your pace increases, so your pay increases.
Right.
But a lot of people just want to know, well, like, what's your hard cost?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't want to charge my hard cost. Like,
right.
I don't want you to try to do a maxed out wheel for $45.
Right.
Most people early on, a perfect wheel is going to take them 2-3 hours a wheel.
Yeah.
For me, we get them done in 20 minutes.
Right.
So it's like for me to charge $35 or $45 for a perfect wheel in 20 minutes, I'm still making my $100 an hour I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
But if you charge $45 and it takes you 3 hours, your business is dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's hard. And when you said that, I was like, this may be a perfect opportunity to finally talk about that. Because you came in from an area like Colorado where you could charge a lot more because that's what the area dictated.
Right. Right.
But now you come into a small town area, and I don't know, when you said it, like it hurt for a second. I was like, I don't know if the small town concept of people liking their money, like, kind of hurt a bit. Like, that was a very solid statement of really good explanation on why small towns are harder. Right. Like, you've been up to my place. We're in a really small town, and everybody's like, "Why are you so cheap?" I'm like, "Because I'm not in downtown Denver. I'm not in Chicago. I'm not in New York City, where the cost of living is so much higher. We're in the middle of Chilton, Wisconsin. You're Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
Yeah. We're in the Panhandle.
Right.
Nothing going on.
Right.
So for sure.
So the fact that we're in a luxury industry in a smaller area, like, those things do tighten up a bit. Yeah. When the economy gets rough, like, our areas don't get hit as bad as some of the bigger cities and stuff do. Yeah. So our businesses stay going because people still support you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, they are tighter with their money. Yeah,
it's exactly like farmers. Farmers like pick and choose. Like, oh, just do the wheels this time, and maybe the grill. The grill. Then next year we'll do the tanks, and that's why I like bull haulers. They're like, shine my antenna, and get whatever you can.
Just do everything.
Yeah. So,
it took me probably 8-9 years before people stopped doing just small pieces. And as you get faster too, that'll make a big difference. Yeah. Like as your crew can get more done in a day, guys will ask you to do more because you can reduce your I don't want to say reduce your rate a little bit, but you can drop your price down a little bit because if you can get it done faster, and you can start doing 2 trucks a day instead of 1 a day, like, guys will start asking you to do more in a day because then they're back on the road quicker too. Yeah. So it's weird how all that stuff shakes hand with each other.
Yep, it's absolutely right. It's exactly how it does.
So, what is it that you primarily work on? I know detailing is where you shine the best. Yeah. You do polishing as well. What percentage would you say is detailing and the polishing?
In the summer, we're really busy. I would say 90% truck polishing.
Really?
Yeah. And I hate to say this, but this is how I look at it. I push off detail work because I can make $1,200.
You can make way more money
off a truck, and instead of making $180, $200 on a detail.
That's why I quit.
That takes all day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then sometimes the customer's not thrilled. They're like, and that's one of the things I tell them from the start. If I see a car and I know it's not going to come out the way they're talking to me, I say, listen, this is where you have to start managing your expectations.
They think it's going to be a Ferrari.
Yeah, you have to manage your expectations. This car is 20 years old and it's never really been taken care of.
This needs paint.
Yeah, or carpet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's why I don't detail anymore. Yeah. Like it's so hard to get people to see the value in what you're doing in the detail versus metal polishing. Metal polishing, it's crap to nice. Yeah. Like, it's a huge difference, and you see it right away. Right. The guys like Springer, I give him a ton of credit because he made a living detailing, and they do really well.
Hard road
detailing, but it's a hard road. Like I gave it up years ago because the metal polishing just took over my life. Yeah. I mean, it was probably 50-50 for a long time. It was we did a lot of detailing. We did a lot of carpet extractions.
Oh.
And when my carpet extractor took a crap, that was like my sign from above to like move on.
Yeah.
Stop doing this. You're wasting your time, wasting your money. And I still get a lot of calls for details, and I detail for family yet, but I don't do a whole lot for outside customers. I mean, I'll buff some paint if like the other week Tony Huntenstein was over, one of my show truckers, and he was like, the side of the paint's got a little bit of haze in it. He's like, can you buff it out? I'm like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. I stayed late one night and put in 2 hours and buffed the whole side, like not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I don't do it very often anymore because you're right. I can spend 8 hours buffing paint or doing a carpet extraction, and what do you charge for that? I mean, you can't charge $2,000.
No.
That's what you need to charge because that's what your shop makes in a day.
Yeah.
The guy's going to want to pay you $300.
Yeah.
And it's like $300 for 8 hours, less your materials, less your employees.
Yeah.
It's an upside down business.
It is. It is very. And I feel like I have so many customers that after things started to turn for me, that spent their money with me. I feel like I owe them. Not because I just feel like they stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I felt like if I could do something for them, I will. And it stinks because, like I said, I'd rather polish trucks because I'm making more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't feel as tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel tired, but not as you're bent over in a Subaru.
Yeah.
And that's rough.
I'm tall, so it's even worse.
Taking seats out and all that. And it's
although I don't have a stomach, so I can't tell you. Like, maybe it's just as bad as being tall with a bad back.
Yeah, this is bought and paid for, so that's one.
That's too perfect. So, your brother is what got you into it, or your parents is what got you into it?
My brother owned a body shop in Tucson. He's my oldest brother.
How many?
There's 12 of us in the family.
12.
Yeah, and I was the baby. He was the oldest. So he was doing upholstery and all the candy paints when he was like one of the first in Arizona.
Low riders and stuff.
Yeah, and I hated it. I hated everything about it. He was very mean to me, and really, no bullshit. My brothers were awful. Yeah, awful people.
You were the youngest.
Yeah.
So that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Because as an oldest sibling, like you watch, and I can't speak for your family, but you watch your youngest get away with a lot of stuff. Yeah. And it jades you a little bit. And it's like, if you get a chance to stick it to the little one, you stick it to him once in a while. Right. Because you want to keep him in check. Like, Dad's keeping you in check. Yeah. I'm keeping you in check.
Yeah, right, for sure. That's probably what they did to me. And that's where it started for me, and I was like, I told him my last day, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I wasted my life in here. I'm never coming back. You can eat shit. I don't care. And I was like, I'll never do it again. And then 30 years later,
here you are.
Here I am doing it.
Here you are.
I wouldn't tell him that.
Came full circle.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's too perfect. Yeah. So, and then you and Melinda ended up going and getting into, I'm trying to think, it was ceramic coatings, right?
Yeah, we were certified through IGL. Out of Minnesota. Yeah. And so we do a lot of that. I like working with paint. I like, just like with metal, when people bring in cars that are the paint's trash and it's got hard water, to giving them their car back and then it looks, the paint is as best you can get it. That's all worth it to me. Like, oh my God, the car looks amazing.
See, for you as a detailer though, you get to watch that transition right in front of you. For somebody dropping the car off, like they drop it off crap and they pick it up nice. Yeah. And if it's not a huge difference, they don't understand it. Right. They don't see it. But you, as you're doing it, like I get it. I did it for a long time too. So like I understand exactly what you're saying when you're saying the struggle about it.
Right. Well, so I'm a good talker. I like talking, and I'm a good communicator. When it comes to my customers, I try to explain to them. I was like, do you understand what I'm saying to you? That this is not, this is never going to be like it was when it was new. Well, I will do everything I can to make it as good as I can. But,
That is one thing I excel in as well, and that's one thing I teach in my class for the people that do 3 days or more. I teach them that you have to train your customers as much as you're training yourself.
Right.
You need to keep their ideal polish or their ideal detail realistic. You need to keep them realistic. You're not going to take a tank that's been acided for 20 years and turn it into a showpiece in one shot.
Right.
Like, a lot of people don't understand that. Can it be done?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it financially responsible for you or the person you're doing it for? No, it isn't.
Yeah, you're right.
So you got to teach your customers as well as doing the best you can.
Yeah.
And you are a good talker. I mean, that's half the battle of being a good polishing business.
Yeah.
Is being able to explain to your customers that.
Yeah. I think if you educate them and explain to them, and what I even do, I communicate by phone and text message because then I have it.
The documentation.
Yeah. So they can't say, well, he did a shit job, and then if they try to blast me on Facebook, I say, look, this is our conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I did tell you.
Yeah.
So I'm always real careful about that. And in our shop, we have cameras, and we take wheels off because the back walls are trash.
Yeah.
You know, so we take wheels off. So I record wheels being put back on and torqued.
Yep.
For just to cover our ass.
Yep.
And we don't run them on and keep hammering them. Yep. We run them on, hit them a couple times, and then we go the rest of the way with
a torque. Yeah.
That way nobody can say, oh, you ruined my stud. Or
I bought one as well. We've had a few issues over the years of people saying we over-tightened them, and it sucks because in this day and age, social media is king.
Right.
And everybody's quick to blast you because everybody wants everybody wants their minute. Yeah. You know, everybody wants their pedestal. Yeah. And it just is what it is.
Yeah, but one thing we do, and we do condition reports right when the car comes in or truck comes in.
Yep.
We take pictures. I send them right away to the customer. By the way, this is here. Yep. In case you didn't know. Yep. You know, so because I can't take somebody blaming me for something I didn't do.
So does that stem from your repo years?
I think so. Yeah. I think.
I was going to say, because that's pretty meticulous. Like, that's above and beyond anything I've ever seen.
I take it very personal.
I like the idea.
I take it very personal.
I like it a lot.
That I take it very personal. My guys don't like it because they got to get a clipboard and they're looking around. And, you know. But I can't take
the liability.
Right? No, I don't care even about that. I don't want somebody to blame me for something I didn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's people like that, and or you did this or you did that. No, I didn't. You know, I sent you pictures of it at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm pretty fortunate. I've gotten spoiled in my years now because 21 years in, I've got a really good customer base.
Yeah.
My customers know who I am. They trust me.
Yeah.
I've gotten myself into a really good spot, and I like the idea of a condition report.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's genius for the young polishers that are just getting into this. I think absolutely people should be doing condition reports.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to at this point. I think Keenan and I are going to have a conversation about this when I get home.
Yeah, for sure.
About how I think this is a good idea. Yeah. But I've never run into a situation where somebody's like, you scratched my truck.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate, but it could have been an issue.
Right. My insurance lady said, if you show, this is when I had my repo company, if you show a process that you do every single day, day in, day out, if it ever comes to court, you can prove that you have a long history of documentation, pictures, you know, so the reasonable doubt, you know, you get some leniency there because, hey, this is how I do it for 10 years, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not like it would do it to somebody on purpose.
Yeah. So, but I just, you know, this business is my baby, and talk bad about it or my guys, it's like very personal, like very personal.
The story you were telling me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like I get it. I know that feeling 100%. Like I feel like I bury a lot of mine because social media is so quick to judge, and I feel like I'm so far into the spotlight that I can't get away with that stuff.
No.
Like I can't just approach somebody and chew them out without looking terrible.
Yeah.
And
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to jail over mine. I don't.
There's
care.
still some hood in there.
Yeah. You know, it's just because I love my guys.
Yeah.
They work hard, and I know that they want. Their expectations are way higher than yours.
Yeah.
You know, as a driver.
And I can laugh at that only because I understand it's your loyalty to your guys that pushes you to that point. Like I've, over the last couple of days, just hearing you tell your stories and stuff, I understand that it's just you have a huge heart and you care about your guys.
I do.
So it's like when somebody's trashing on you, it's like,
you can do it to me. You can do it to me, but don't talk to my guys. Don't even look at him. And I tell this guy got mad at one time. I said, listen, get your truck, get out of here. Yeah. When you're driving down this road, don't even look over here. Yeah. Don't even look this way. You know, and that's how mad I get. You know, but to me,
your people are your family.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. You met them, and and they're
two really good guys.
They are very good guys. Cameron and Peyton. Yeah.
Cameron's the little one.
Yeah, he's
Peyton's the big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both such great guys.
Yeah. Very quiet, very hardworking. Peyton's a beast. He's very young.
Humble.
Very young. Yeah.
Very humble too.
And I feel for him because, like I told you earlier, I feel that I could potentially be his. I don't have, like I said, I don't feel like I'm the best polisher. Sure. I think I lack in a lot of places.
You're talented.
Yeah, and
there's a ton of potential there.
And I feel that because I don't know, I can't show him or teach him.
Push him that next level.
Yeah, and I think he's a young kid. He's 22 years old. Yeah. He's hungry. He loves metal. Yeah. He loves doing it. Yeah.
Seriously, when you guys come up next time, I really think it's going to open a whole new book for you guys and open a whole other set of doors. We just had Steve Summers up to my shop right before I left to come here, Summershine.
Great guy.
And
you don't think so?
He's a super talented polisher. He's really, really good. Yeah. Like he will give you 200% all the time. Even if you're only paying 50%, he will give you 200%. He didn't know how to turn that off. So he came up this week, right before I left. He left at noon, I left at 3.
Okay.
So he was there right when I was getting ready to leave. And he came up and spent a day and a half just because he wanted to learn how to shut that off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He needed to turn that faucet off because he's a very talented polisher, but he wasn't making money. I shouldn't say that. He was making money. He just wasn't making sustainable money to keep going long term. Mm-hmm. So he had come up, wanted to spend a day and a half, wanted to see how we were knocking trucks out so fast. He's like, I just need to figure out how to turn it off. Mm-hmm. Now, you've spent the time with Zach and with Keenan. John, that's right, Zach and John. Yeah. So you spent the time with them. You know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
You want to try to figure out how to turn it on so you can get that next level that way too.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, this is a whole week of like, one guy came up because he wanted to figure out how to turn it off. Yeah. And you and I have been talking this week trying to figure out how to turn it on.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like this is the best part about metal polishing for me is there's so much art involved that it is both ways. Like some guys are very efficient and can polish, but can't show polish. There's some guys that know how to show polish and they can't regular polish.
Right.
And it seems like the guys that can just polish make more money than the guys that show polish.
Right.
Because show polish takes a lot more time.
It does, yeah.
And it's hard to justify that extra money. It's just like detailing a car.
Right.
It's
because a farmer's not going to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They want to sand it before they bring it.
Before they bring it to save some money.
Right.
Yeah, it never helps.
Yeah. No.
But it's just how it is. So when you guys come out, I really feel like you and your crew, it'll help you a lot. For you, it'll help you on the business side. Yeah. Because it'll give you that extra edge, and for your guys, it'll give them that extra confidence that they can experiment a little bit and find what works for them.
Yeah.
and I think you guys will come home.
Yeah. Well, we'll be up for Will Pond.
I'm so glad you guys
Yeah.
come up for Will Pond every year. Last year was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We had a blast with you guys. You guys came up just the day of the show.
Yeah.
The day before the show.
Because we got our certification in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Minnesota. You came straight over.
Yeah.
So you spent just the one day at the show or 2 days?
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, we stayed the night.
You stayed at the house.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was. That's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a show.
Yeah.
I get it. I still laugh because you said, let's get in the cart, let's go down here, I'll show you something. And we went like 100 feet.
Somebody stopped me.
Yeah, well, not even 100 feet. Melinda's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm right here. We haven't gone
You can
very
see
far.
me.
We haven't, these people won't stop stopping him, you know? We can't go 100 feet. It's like, hey, Evan. Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, Evan. Oh, caught. And like, these people don't stop, you know? I was like, how do you do it?
It's fun.
Yeah.
I truly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even here, coming out here to your show, the Western Nebraska truck show.
The Western Nebraska truck show.
Western Nebraska truck show is what you call it.
Yeah.
Even coming out here, it was weird. Like, people knew who I was.
Yeah.
Like, that for me is fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that to sound big-headed.
No.
But it's like, I enjoy meeting new people.
Sure.
And I enjoy meeting people that I've been helping on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, people that I've been talking to for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I really do enjoy getting to put a face with the name.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
They were out too.
Yeah. When I put it out, you were coming. I got calls like, Evan really coming? Evan really coming? I was like, yeah, he's gonna come. I kept calling your sister. Hey, did Evan leave yet? I don't know what's gonna happen if he doesn't show up. You know. So she's like, yeah, he's eating. He'll be on his way. I was like, oh, come on.
And then I show up and you got a banner hanging on the wall of the restaurant.
For sure. And we only did that because you find it ridiculous, you know. And
it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I appreciate you coming out and supporting the show. Like I said, to me, it's autism. The show for today we did today.
Yeah, you did the show for autism.
Yeah. My son, because after I would tell you, so when we started making a little bit of money, after we were so low early on in this business, I started making some money. People were very good to me, and like I felt like accepted. I can't tell you because I've never been accepted. I've always kind of been like a head basher and didn't care what anybody thought about me. Yeah, and when here people like me, and that's an emotion I really.
It's hard for me to understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It was hard for me, and like my neighbor, my first year in Nebraska, my neighbor.
I should say that. That's terrible.
No, it's fine.
You're such a great guy. I got a rag on you.
Right, my neighbor was snow blowing our driveway. I said, hey man, what are you doing? I ain't paying for that. And he never snowblowed my yard again.
He was just helping a guy out.
He was helping me out, but I didn't know. I was from the big city, so I didn't know that he was trying to be nice to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we started, as people started accepting our business and me and showing us love, I wanted to give back. You know, we've raised money for abused children. So a number of things around here that we've done over 4 or 5 years. And to me, that's the most important thing, is just to give back.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, and people call me and it's like, hey, will you help us with a fundraiser? Or can you come for a fundraiser and show up? And I was like, I'm humbled. I'll go sweep. What do you want me to do? You know, I just want to be there, you know, and because it means something to me.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It's gotten harder now that we have our own product line because everybody wants you to send them free product. And it's like, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to donate some time and come to your show, I will do my best to be there.
Yeah.
Even like Detail Dave's show, I wanted to be there last week in the worst way, but it's like my shop has to come first. Too. Yeah. Like, I still got to keep my employees fed, and we've had a rough year in the shop this year. Like, we got some employee issues we need to get taken care of. I need the shop to be able to run even when I'm not there. Yeah. And Keenan's doing a great job taking care of that, but at the same time, like, we need more help. Yeah. And I couldn't be away for 2 weeks. I wanted to get up. I know Dave's a good cause as well, so we donated to his. we came out here to your show. I'm so glad to see so many polishers helping give back to their communities. And I'm so happy and blessed to see that all these polishers are doing this, and it's giving polishers a better name.
Right.
Like, not that we're doing it for that reason,
Right.
but it's nice to see that polishers are getting
Right.
a better rap.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't great for a long time. I can tell you.
No, I heard.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've been around some of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got into some bad situations
I did.
for a time or two.
Yeah, for a time or two, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just happens. And you rented a U-Haul to get home one time.
Yeah, rented a U-Haul, yeah. Well, yeah, so I get it. And here, it's a small town, so people don't know, like, there's those type of polishers that leave jobs or get paid and not finish a job. Here, it's different. Here, my bond is my word, and they know that they bring their truck or car or whatever it is, motorcycle, to our shop, we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
That's why we have all our cameras, we have, alarms. I want them to know that you can leave your car here and it's going to be taken care of.
Yep.
So.
Yep, I agree. I do the same thing in my shop. We got camera systems. People bring their truck all the time and they're like, where do I put the keys? I'm like, in the ignition.
Yeah.
They're like,
right.
Should I empty everything out first? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
I have cameras, the cops check on everything when it's sitting in the lot. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Your cops check on everything? Yes, they check my doors every night.
Wow.
They check everybody that's in the area.
Yeah.
Like,
that's cool.
they run plates when they're in the yard.
Right.
Like, they do that stuff,
Sweet.
but they keep up on everything.
Yeah.
We're in a little community. They care.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
care about the businesses too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. The low point in your career.
Mm-hmm.
You were telling me the story today, and it was awesome to listen to, and I feel like the story needs to get said again, and I want everybody else to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You were at. I'll lead you into it, and you kind of take it from there. But you were at a really low point where you were just running on fumes.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally just at your end.
Yeah, like I said, I talked Melinda to giving me her retirement. Yep. And I promised her that, because I feel like I'm a winner. I'm a winner. Like I'm not a loser. No matter what I do, I feel like
find a way.
Yeah, I'll find a way.
Yeah.
And I told her, I swore the stars that things gonna be okay. Bigger house, faster car. Don't worry about it. And it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
And we like there was times like I told you, a loaf of bread and half a gallon of milk, and that was it.
Yeah.
And her mom and her dad
bailed you out, helped you out.
Yeah. Paid our bills and gave us money, and they're not rich people. Mark has worked all his life, and to set themselves up for their retirement, and constantly asking. And it got to the point where they said, we got no more to give.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I guess I'll quit. I guess I'm beat. And I was gonna find something else to do. And like I said, the day that I was rehearsing how I was going to explain to my in-laws and to Melinda that, hey, I blew thousands of dollars on this business and we're fucked.
Yeah.
And I was rehearsing and I was mad, and I kind of felt twinges of the old guy coming back, like, I'll just go get a gun, and that's how desperate I was.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come up short because I'm not.
Yeah.
But I had fear. I like in the past, I never had fear in my heart. But now I had it, and I didn't feel like I could go out and do it.
Wife you cared about, kid you cared about.
We had home, and cars and stuff, and
customers. And
people. And people that trusted me, and I was rehearsing and what I was going to say, and somebody slapped me on the back in the middle of August. It was hotter than hell, and I turned around. I wanted to fight. Like this guy slapped the shit out of me hard. Yeah. And he's like, "Holy crap! This is the best thing I've ever seen. Because you're going to do great." And I was like, "What? What do you?" I unplugged my headphone. He's like, oh, this whole thing you got. In 5 years, I can't wait to see it. And he didn't know me from anybody. I had met him one time in only like 2 minutes. And I wanted to tell him I'm quitting today. Today's like my last day, and he's like, I'll see you in 5 years. This thing's going to be amazing. You're going to do great. So I was like, this guy don't know me from anybody. I went home. I was like, I just need a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Just believe in me a little bit more. And sure enough, they gave us some more money, and we sold stuff. Like we sold our kids' toys, We sold our kids' toys and whatever we can get for $40 to get food and gas and to run the machines. And I never looked back.
Yeah.
I just this guy told me one time he was working with me, and he said, "How do you do it? How can you be out here washing cars in this heat?" I was like, the fear of failure is far more excruciating than the heat could ever be.
Always.
To me.
Always.
You know what I mean?
Heat. Oh.
Yeah.
This heat out here is...
Yeah, it's rough. I may turn into a fly tonight. I may turn into the fly because there was so many flies.
Oh, God, it was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I will never go to Bridgeport again.
That Irish Spring soap actually worked pretty decent for what it's worth.
I smeared it all over myself.
I smell like Irish Spring. I'm sure my legs are going to break out in a rash. But
but
the flies are off me.
Yeah, the flies. No flies in here. So so that's Clark Griffin's saved my business.
And I don't know if you're a religious person or
I am.
I don't talk about a whole lot of that stuff because I always feel like that's the one gray area that you're either super emotional about or you're super passionate about, or it's just the complete opposite direction for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and I are on a lot of the same page on that. But you ever feel like that moment was one of those, like, I hate to call it divine intervention moments, but because I just feel like that's cliche and it's overused a lot.
No, I believe that.
But do you think that like maybe somebody got shoved into your path to give you that, like, listen, this sucks, but this was to teach you a lesson so that moving forward it's going to be that much better. Yeah.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. This is the honest to God truth. I prayed the day that I bought my first repo truck. I prayed on my knees. I said, Lord, if you help me with this business, I'll do good things with the money. I want to be prosperous. I want to give good things to my children. And I promise I'll do right. Because I wasn't the best person. And then boom, it happened to me. And then same thing when I started this business.
Did you feel like you didn't hold up to your end?
Absolutely. And then when I started this business, I said, God, I've been here before. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. But can you please help me out one more time? Give me one more chance. I promise I'll do right. And I felt it went unanswered. But after Clark, I told Melinda, you know what? We're going to give back because this community's been good to me. And
I don't think it was unanswered. I think it was one of those learning moments.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I've been in the same situation a number of times where, like, I don't pray as often as I should.
Right.
I do. I just don't pray as often as I should. And I usually pray for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Like everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody prays when it's bad.
Right.
Not everybody prays when it's good.
Right.
You know?
That's for sure.
And when I have really good days like today, I pray for the good because I'm thankful for, like, today was an awesome day.
It was an awesome
day. You guys raised a bunch of money for autism. Close to $5,000?
Yeah, I think by the time we get down, it's going to be $5,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing something good with your life. And you're doing something good for the community. And it's good. So, like, I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, and I appreciate you being here.
But it's not very often I do that. Yeah. I need to get on a better path and do better about that. But when I hear stories like that, it reaffirms my faith and keeps me on that path of, sometimes people do bump into your path to keep you on that path. Like, even in your darkest times, in your roughest times, like, seriously, think about robbing somebody to get by for a day.
Right.
Like, that's a bad spot.
Yeah, that was the lowest spot. I had never been more shamed, humiliated, just disheartened. I didn't feel like, I felt like worthless. That's exactly how I felt. And Clark saved my business, and sadly enough, a couple years later, he was on a motorcycle run. He loved motorcycles, and he did a run to Nashville and back. While in Nashville, he was sitting in his kickstand, and he slipped on some oil or antifreeze or something, and he compound fractured his ankle. And
such a sad story.
Went to the hospital for emergency surgery and died of it with a blood clot.
The blood clot.
Yeah. So he never got to see our 5 years, but every time.
Oh, he did. He's seen it.
Oh yeah. But he said, I can't wait to be there and see it. But he was in a different way. But that's why anytime we do an event, we have his name on a lanyard that we carry.
That's cool.
Because without him, I wouldn't be able to.
He's the reason it went on.
I wouldn't be able to raise money or pay our bills
awesome.
or employ 3 people.
That's awesome. Yeah, because now you've grown to 3 employees.
Yeah.
Melinda works for you full time.
Anyway, she bitches a lot, so I just say, just go home. Just go do something.
So you got your 2 boys.
Yeah.
The wife.
Yeah, and then
and yourself.
Yeah.
So the 4 of you work in the shop. I work with my wife as well.
Yeah.
It's good and bad.
Yeah. No, we never get along. Like, we end up cussing each other from across the shop. And but she's my biggest fan.
Yeah.
And her parents have been, they support me in whatever I do.
I talked to her dad today for I don't know, probably a solid half hour.
Yeah.
And he had nothing but good things to say about you.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we talking about the same person?
Yeah.
And he kept laughing. He's like, they told me you're a joker. I'm like, all right, well, at least they warned you ahead of time.
No, yeah, they're my biggest fans. My wife's family.
That's awesome.
They have my back.
Yeah.
They have from day one. They didn't like it a lot of times because I was taking their money, but and that was the worst part.
Yeah.
Hispanic heritage. To take money from your in-laws is like very shameful.
Yeah.
But I had no choice.
Yeah.
Melinda was pregnant, and it was.
Want to give a better life to them.
Yeah. So it was a hard.
It's understandable. Yeah, it's a whole different culture change.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get into it, but a lot of the stories you and I have talked about you growing up, it has to be completely different from how you were raised to how you get to be now.
Right.
Like, the 2 lifestyles are like yin and yang.
I love it. I love, my family was very hard. They're a Hispanic background.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Hispanic.
My mother was a very hard woman.
Very traditional.
Yeah. And she ruled with an iron fist. And my grandmother was a very hard woman. And we were like, we're going to Nana's house. Why? What do we do? Why are we going there?
Are we in trouble?
Yeah, we're in trouble. Like, what do we do? Why are we going there? So, yeah.
So your grandma's house. You're afraid to go to your grandma's house.
We didn't want to go over there, but because she was a hard woman. There was no kisses and hugs. When she got tired, she goes, "Hey, get your kids out of here."
Yeah.
There was no. My grandmother said, "I raised my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not raising you guys."
Yeah.
So
that's really hard for me to understand. Like, when you and I talked about it, I think it was at Waupun last year.
Yeah.
We talked about it. It's very difficult for me to understand because I come from a very loving family.
Right.
My parents, they weren't the kind of people that said "I love you" very often, but there was more than enough hugs and kisses to go around, and we were really close with my grandma and grandpa on both sides, except my dad's dad, my grandfather on that side. He was buried the day I was born.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't get to meet him.
Right.
But we spent a lot of time with my grandmother on my dad's side. We knew all of our great grandparents. We knew all of our great aunts and uncles. We were super close with everybody, and everybody was so loving. We didn't have a whole lot of that.
Right.
So for me to understand that, I just can't.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel for you when you talk about it, because it's like I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah. That's why Sandy and Mark, they have their grandchildren come and they buy special things that they like to have to eat or snack on. And I just said, man, you guys are so lucky.
Yeah.
Because you get you got grandparents that got your back and will do anything for you.
Yep.
And I never had that.
Yeah.
So this side of it, being able to, I hold Rhys, my son. I still discipline him hard.
As you should.
Yeah. But I know my in-laws kind of cringe, because they're not like that.
Yeah.
They're loving. They,
Yeah.
like you said, hugs and kisses. And
I still feel like you can have discipline.
Yeah.
With hugs and kisses, like you don't have to have one or the other.
Right.
There can be a solid mix of both. Like
Right.
my girls understand that, there's some times where you're gonna catch one.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
yeah.
you just have to be. You still have to have respect.
Right.
You still have to have your manners, and
they have really good manners.
yeah. I'm truly blessed in that department. My girls.
Yeah,
are
they're
just
good.
awesome.
They're good girls.
We come running into the hotel here, the Hampton, today, and we got Jimmy John's for supper. And we come running in, we ate, and we were running in the room, and the girls go running through, and the lady running the counter, she's like, "Your little girls are the best kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were really well behaved yesterday." Mm-hmm. I'm like, I hope they're really well behaved every day.
Yeah, for sure.
They do step out. I mean, they're still kids, and I try to understand that the best I can. But at the same time, like, I see so much lack of respect in the world.
Oh my God.
That I'm glad that I still rule with a little bit of iron, because I don't want my kids turning out to be one of these crappy little kids. Right.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I think that they never had enough. Like these kids that act up, they haven't had enough ass whipping. So like I tell my kids, listen, I'm not afraid to go to jail. I'll beat your ass. I don't care. And I tell Rhys the same thing. I said, don't make me go to jail today, because I will come back out and whip your ass. But but it's all about respect. To me is just show respect, because what else do you have? If you can't show respect, then it shows where it's a very important.
You don't go down a good road.
Right, for sure.
But in my eyes, anyways, and I don't say that to be mean. It just it doesn't go down a good road.
Right.
So what's been the highlight of your career so far? Like, what's been your pinnacle point so far?
That's easy for me. So Scottsbluff High School went to state one year, football in Lincoln, and we were driving. They were leaving town, and I was like, that bus looks like shit. I was like, they're driving to Lincoln like that. They're gonna rep like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you do something about it? So I called them.
Sounds just like her.
I was like, if you make it again,
call me.
I
want you detailed.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send you off the right way. And sure enough, he calls me one day and he's like, hey, we're going back to state. All right, let's plan it. What dates you got? Well, we have 24 hours. I'm like, what? And then it was when it was, here, hold my beer moments.
Yeah.
I was like, bring it on in, we got it.
Yeah.
And I had guys, a tire company come take the wheels off just so we didn't have to deal with it. Polish the wheels, paint corrected the entire bus.
Yeah.
And in full interior, that was my high point. I got calls and people coming to visit and say, I've been an alum. So, I was an alum in 1960.
Sure.
And thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I'm an emotional guy, but I cried when the bus driver was leaving. I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
It was 20 straight hours.
Yep.
And I was so exhausted, but I was so proud of my guys, and that came out of a shop. And I must have had 1,000 likes or more.
That's huge.
Yeah, and
it's huge.
We got to to send them off. We took a picture with the team, and that's definitely my highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was for the kids, and
one, you got to give back to your community.
Yeah.
Two, your team pulled together to make it happen.
Yeah.
Three,
they still lost. But anyway, they lost. I was so pissed off. But anyway,
it wasn't because you didn't do your part.
No, I did my part. Yeah, I told them, I was like, you guys got to do the rest. So, but it must have been listening. But yeah, that's the highlight for sure. For sure, that's probably the and I did it for free.
Yeah,
I did it for free.
Yeah.
And I just I said I would do it, and then we did it.
Is there anything else that's on your like your bucket list, like something that you want to do that you hope somebody brings to you at some point in time?
No.
No?
I've done a cattle pod. I've done
Whatever
rails.
comes through.
Yeah, I've done.
You're good.
So I text Zach. I said, "What's the degree of difficulty on hoppers?
Sure.
You can do it. You can do it."
He's so terrible. Yeah. Zach, if you're listening to this, that was dirty.
It's not that bad. It is bad. Hoppers suck.
They're terrible.
I will never. I was like cussing his name, and
you know the first time Zach called me, and he was gonna do a hopper. He's like, "Evan, what do I need to charge?" I said, $2,500 minimum. He's like, "What?" He's like, "I charge $200 a rail." I'm like, "Yeah, hoppers suck.
Yeah,
like, they're not rails."
Right.
Well, it can't be that bad. I really want to do one.
Yeah.
I said, "Listen, you can do one. Just make sure it's $3,000 or more, or you're gonna lose money."
Yeah.
He's like, "Nah, I think I could do it for like $500."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Zach, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you are gonna kill yourself
It is nasty.
trying to do that hopper."
Yeah.
2 days later, he called me up. He's like, "I'm never doing another hopper again in my life."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why? You still on it?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm still on it." I'm like, "Did you charge him $3,000?" He's like, "No, I definitely didn't."
Yeah. No. It is backbreaking, excruciating. Yeah. It's
tears
horrible.
your shoulders up, tears your neck up, tears your back up.
It is bad.
It's not awesome.
Yeah. I don't do cattle pots anymore. I've done them.
Yeah.
Now I've been able to do it, but we've done like. I don't remember how many we've done.
I love doing fronts of cattle pots.
They look cool, but I don't like being on scaffolding and I just don't. We'll do.
I invested in a scissor lift.
Yeah,
made life so much easier.
I bet Melinda won't go for that. But anyway, she's holding me down. That's what she's doing. But no, I really don't. There's not anything that I.
Not like an Airstream or...
No, I would never do that. I'm too old for that shit. No, I don't do that.
Listen, you and I are in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like, I've done all that stuff. I'm over it. Like, I don't want to do money losing stuff anymore.
Right.
I'm so far beyond it.
Right. We just do stuff that we'll do rails or, bumpers, those, because here, cattle guards are big here, the herd bumpers.
Yeah.
And I hate them so bad, but it's good money. I charge $275 for a bumper.
And they're here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in the area. So it's not like me, I see maybe 1 or 2 a year.
Oh, really?
I can avoid them.
Yeah. Not me.
Yeah, you guys can't because every truck has one. There's very few trucks here that don't have one.
Yeah, that's for sure. But, we want to get through the truck as quick as we can. Takes a little more time because a lot of guys don't take wheels off, but here in Nebraska, they're in the mud, they're in the fields.
You have to.
You have to take them off if you're going to make them look good. And I charge $45, $50 a wheel.
Yeah.
They're going to want the back wall looking decent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you don't hit it with some sanding, it isn't going to work.
Yeah.
So what's the most interesting thing you've polished so far? Like I know the bus was the highlight of your career, but is that also the most interesting thing you've done?
Oh no, we do everything. The only thing I won't do is a hearse.
Really?
Oh, I won't. No, I don't do anything like that.
Why?
I can't get over the smell, and I don't want that
in a hearse.
Yeah, it smells like a flower, like real floral and chemical in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't do it. So I won't do a hearse. I polished.
I guess I've never been in a hearse.
Yeah. I'll lead one day, but I'll wait until I need one.
I'll wait till I'm in there too, and I won't smell a thing.
We do combines, sprayers. We've polished all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Paint corrected them, sealed them. We've pretty much done.
That's pretty cool.
From a motorcycle all the way up to a combine. Big combines.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing farm equipment too.
Yeah, we do farm. We do everything. We do retirement sales and the street outlaws. You familiar with Street
Yeah,
Outlaws?
you did the Street Outlaws.
Yeah, we did. We worked on the set of the Street Outlaws.
You guys clean the streets after all the burnouts and stuff. Right?
Yeah. Well, I told them, I was like, "There's no cleaning that shit.
Yeah.
It's never going to come off.
No.
We can get the rubber off, but the marks are
the
going to
marks
stay.
are there.
Yeah. So they were like, "We don't care if you. Once we pay you, we don't care what you do." So
Just had to make the city happy.
yeah, the state, because they were on Highway
State
26
highway.
and 71.
Yeah.
But so we pretty much we work for the governor. We've done work for the governor.
That's awesome.
And then last week we met again with the governor.
Yeah, so you had, the governor was wearing your belt.
Yeah, we wore our belt. Yeah.
So little backstory. For Rhys's truck show, he didn't want to give away just a cheap bowling trophies like some of the people give away.
Right.
He wanted something significant. And Monument Diesel.
Pete Langer, Monument Diesel. Yeah.
Pete Langer here, Monument Diesel here in Scottsbluff.
Yeah, he's in Scottsbluff.
He's in Scottsbluff here. He's got other locations as well.
Yeah, Colby, Kansas. Well, he does. He's a scrapper. He does scrap metal.
Sure.
So, but he's also opened to Monument Diesel.
Sure.
2 years ago.
Figure we'd give him a little plug here.
Yeah.
He was one of the big sponsors, and he donated the money for the belts.
Right.
And these belts are like WWE style.
Yeah.
I mean, they're legit belts. They're not like the cheap.
No, they're not cheap.
They're not the cheap plastic ones that you get from somewhere. These are legit, hand carved, hand tooled.
Metal, the leather.
Metal and leather.
Yeah.
Like, these things are legit.
Yeah, that's one of the things when I talked to Pete, because I took his Peterbilt one time to show, and I got like a soccer trophy that you give a 4-year-old. And I was like, this is bullshit. And I talked to Pete. I was like, man, I really like doing my own show. And Pete's a good friend. Yep. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I'd like to do something different. I want it to be a nonprofit show. And I want to raise money for good causes. But I want the awards to be something that people want to come here and win.
Yep.
I want to bring money to this community.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, I'm in. What are you thinking? I want to do belts. And I talked to the guy, Wildcat Belts is the name of his company. He builds belts for the WWE, the MMA, the Boxing Federation.
Sure.
And we talked to him. I was like, I can't afford a $100,000 belt, but this is our budget. And well, you saw them.
Yeah,
and
they were awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the governor,
really awesome.
The governor was like, I've never seen anything like this.
So how did you end up getting with the governor to get this thing?
I just, so I work for a senator, Stinner, here in Nebraska, and I said, Mr. Stinner, can you help me out? I need to be, because I met the governor before. I've washed his SUVs when he comes. When the first time I met him, I was out State Patrol washing, and again, some guy came up with flip-flops and a tank top. Hey, get mine next. I was like, get out of here, And this trooper came up, his hat down like that, and he's like, looked down at me. He's like, that's the governor, so you should probably wash his SUV. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he was wearing flip-flops and a tank top. So I got to wash it, I got to wash it. And we talked about my business, and he's like, good, I'll see you again. And so when I talked to Senator Stinner, I was like, you see if the governor will meet with me. And in the parade, Senator Stinner was going in the parade and gave me a thumbs up.
Yeah.
The governor will meet with you.
That's awesome.
So we got to spend some time and talked about autism and our show. And he's like, I want to be a part of this next year. Because I can't do it this year, but you send me a letter next year and I'll be here. Yeah. And that's pretty amazing.
So I guess I still haven't asked, and my wife, she hates that I don't ask, but why? Like, I should ask why more often, and I don't, because it's not that I don't care, just usually there's a bad reason, and I don't want to put myself in that position of somebody has to explain themselves. But why autism?
My oldest son, Dalen, he was diagnosed, he's 18 now.
Yeah.
He was diagnosed with autism very young, and back in those days, I thought it was a death sentence.
Yeah.
Like, he was different.
It was.
And I would tell you, and this is the thing, 1,000,000%. My son got vaccinated, and days later he was different. And
really?
God strike me down if I'm not telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I will fight over this. Like this, I don't talk to people that, vaccinations didn't do it. With my son, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
And my niece, she was working as a para, and she's like, hey, I think Dalen may have autism. I was like, what is that? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't know what it was. And back in 18 years ago, the internet wasn't snappy. There was very little stuff on it. And
there was no web.
Yeah. And I was like, what's going to happen? Like, I was scared to death.
Yeah.
And I found out that, so Minnesota has the huge autism center there.
Yeah.
And immediately I put my house on the market. I'm moving. Like, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was scared. And 1 in every 60,000 child had autism when my son was diagnosed. And now it's 1 in every 50.
Wow.
Yeah. 1 in every 50. So it's a real
like
thing.
50, not 50,000.
No, 50. Yeah. And they say 20 years from now it could be 1 in every 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea. And it's a very touchy subject to me. I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But when I talk about my son, it's very personal.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's super deep to me. And so instead of risking the chance of losing my shit over it with somebody, I don't talk about it. To anybody with anybody.
That's why I don't ask why a lot of times, because I know that a lot of that stuff comes from a very personal place, and I don't want anybody to feel like they have to defend themselves.
No.
I don't ever push opinions. Like, everybody has an opinion. You and I can have differing opinions, and that's not going to change the way I think about you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, you've been good to me. That's all that matters. So whether you and I see eye to eye on politics, religion, or autism, like, that's not going to change how I look at you tomorrow. It may change the conversations we have.
No.
But at the same time, like, I'm not. It's never going to change my opinion of who you are as a person.
Yeah, that's one thing that that's why I don't talk about it. That's why I don't vote, because I don't believe none of them fuckers. I don't believe none of them. I don't trust them.
Most of them don't care about that.
That's why I don't care what happens. Because whatever's going to happen in the Lord's time is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then nobody's going to save us. No politician, no suit is going to save us. But anyway, get back to autism. So I waited a long time to raise money for autism because I wasn't ready to talk about it. I've done TV, I've done radio, I've done newspaper, and that's one thing they want to talk about. Talked about autism, and I wasn't ready for it. When I would think about my son, I would instantly, like, my throat would knot up. And I couldn't do it. So Melinda's like, why don't we do autism? And what do you think? And
she knows that means a lot to you.
She knows it means a lot to me. And she knows it's very personal to me. And I felt like I was in a place where I could talk to a perfect stranger about my son without feeling
like you had to defend him.
He speaks 3 languages.
That's awesome.
He speaks 3 languages. He's fluent in 3 languages, and he's a smart kid. But he doesn't like to be touched. He doesn't like noise.
Did you ever see? I have on my YouTube channel. I have a how to hand polish a front wheel video. One of my customers at the time, Mick Custer, his son Cody, autistic. All he wanted to do was he watched all my YouTube videos. All he wanted to do was come polish. I told Mick, I said, bring him over. He can come hang out at my shop for a day. We'll shoot some YouTube videos, then he'll have something to watch of his own. He was on a YouTube video. And now Cody's, I want to say he's like 18 or 19 maybe. And he messages me every day on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Like, every day.
Oh, good.
And it's always just checking in. Like, hey, how's everybody doing? And he's very strong autistic. So it's like it's a lot of the same stuff every day. I try my hardest to give him a proper response all the time. But it's like some days I'm just so burnt out. But I still make time. I still respond because I know that's what he needs and that's what he wants. And it seems like it makes him feel better. He'll send me videos sometimes. He's just polishing. He's trying stuff on his own now. Like, he wants to learn how to polish on his own.
Good.
And he's just such a good kid. Like, to hear that some people look down on that stuff. And that's how it was back in the day. Like, that makes me sad.
Yeah, it is very sad. And I looked at it like, okay, my son has autism. but he can run, he can walk, he can throw a ball.
He's high functioning.
Yeah, and I was so thankful that my son wasn't curled up in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So his body's so handicapped that he couldn't feed himself or anything like that. I was like, thank God, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could do it. I don't know how the parents.
You'd figure it out.
Yeah, but it's.
I feel like when you're stuck in that situation, you figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. But he's a great kid, and he lives in Arizona with his mom. But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad I got over it.
That's too awesome, and I'm glad the show worked out for you.
Yeah.
I hope continued success in the future, and that it helps keep raising money for your cause. And keeps doing better.
Because like I said today, I don't care if I get one truck as long as I'm getting the money.
Yeah.
Because
it's going to a good home.
Yeah. And
I say the same thing with my golf outing.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. I have a responsibility to this community to make sure I do the best job I possibly can in representing this community, and I think they know that. I joke around with a lot of people and whatnot, but deep down they know that my heart's in it. 100%.
It's in the right place. Like I can see that in the few times that we've gotten to hang out now. I can tell it's in the right place. It's you joke around a lot like I do, but for me it's a coping mechanism on my end. So it's like, I don't know, the way you grow up jades you in one way or another. Yeah. And like I said, I had a good upbringing, but I had it rough in school. So joking around is my way of getting through life. Yeah. And I feel like you're pretty well the same. Yeah. You do the same thing. Yeah, for sure. I spent, we don't have very much time. And like I told Melinda, let's enjoy the shit out of this. Yeah. And life's short. We may not, I believe the Lord's not, I don't think he thinks I need to be a wealthy person. You know what I mean? So he's keeping me, held down a little bit. But I said, hey, don't worry so much. You're personally wealthy. Yeah, I feel so. You may not be monetarily wealthy, but you are wealthy in life, life money. And that's all that matters to me, because I just want to raise good kids. Yeah. And as they grow, that's my legacy. Polishing and detailing and businesses and money. I don't give a shit about that. I want to leave here knowing that I left good children here. And you did the best you could. Yeah, best I could. Yeah. I'm really digging this. This one's a good one. Let's get you in a little better there. So what's the biggest thing you got burnt on? Like the one project you were like, yeah, I'm gonna make some money on this deal, and then it dragged out, and you were like, damn it, didn't make shit out of it. Yeah. Was it the cattle pot? It was the very first cattle pot that I got stuck with, because I had been around it. I had done it a number of times. Do you mind telling the whole story? Because you don't have to say the person's name. Yeah. But I really feel like a lot of polishers can relate to this story because I've heard this story 100 times from other polishers, and asking somebody else for help doesn't always mean you're going to get help. Right. I would tell you, this guy, deep down, I think he's a solid guy. He is. I think he's a good guy. I think he had a rough patch, and to me, he was my good friend. Yeah. Like we traveled together, we ate together, we laughed together. I considered him like my brother, and I cared for him, had him in my house. But went down a bad path. We went down a bad path, and one day, this customer said, "Hey, can you do the front and back of my cattle pot?" I had never done it on my own, and no, I don't want to do it. We'll do the wheels and the rails, the little skirt. Around the wheels. Yeah. And then we'll do the tractor, and that's it. Are you sure you want help hook me up? No. And I don't want any part of that. And then because I knew that I could rough it out, but I didn't have It was above your pay grade.
You're right. I could rough it out.
How many polishers don't have that mentality to just go, this is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do this.
Right.
A lot of guys are like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'll figure it out as I go. And then when it's bad, your business just takes the hit for it. But you were smart enough to go, nope.
Yeah, because like I said, I could rough the front of the cattle pot out pretty good, but I didn't have the next level to make it seamless, without hashes and stuff like that. And so this guy came and he's like, "What's up with this cattle pot?" "Oh, we're just doing the wheels of the tractor." "Oh no, we got to do this whole thing, front and back." And I was like, "Well, the guy wanted to, but I think we should pass." Then he's like, "No, let's do it.
They're easy."
And they're easy. We'll do it in 4 hours. I was like, "No shit." He goes, "Tell him we'll do $2,000 to front and back." I was like, $2,000? Do you think we can get that?" "Oh, hell yeah." So I called the guys. It's going to be $2,000. "All right, go ahead and do it." I was like, "Sweet." I'm getting off early today. And it was a month.
Oh.
It lasted a month in my shop. No work, nothing. I was so mad because
he took a lot of space in your shop.
It took a lot of space in my shop, and the customer came and he's like, "What the is happening here?"
Yeah.
Like I was butchering it. I was like, "Well, if you stand over there, it looks fantastic. Just don't stand in front of it." And so it sat for 45 days or 35 days, something like that.
Oh, it's brutal.
So I called the guy and I said, "Hey man, don't make me kill you because I will go get you and drag you here by the hair."
It's killing my business at this point.
And by this time I had destroyed my office, broken desks, I had called you a number of times.
Yeah.
And
I think did I draw you a picture or did I send you a video?
You sent me a video.
Yeah, I sent you a video on my pattern.
Yeah.
And it didn't help me either.
I couldn't get the hashes. I could not get the hashes out.
It's so crazy. Like, I've sent that video to a number of people, like, trying to explain my pattern. And there's, like, 3 people that have figured it out.
Yeah.
Because it's a super crazy pressure-sensitive issue.
Yeah.
So, like, the pattern's very unique. And then it's pressure-sensitive on top of that. Like, if your pressure isn't on point, it's shot.
Yeah. Well, I was shot. I guarantee. And I was like, I told Melinda, I'm this guy. I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
Like she's like, well, just wait. So my customers would come in like, hey, how come you're not doing any work? I was like, I got this.
Yeah.
And I got the back done.
Yeah.
It looked good, but I couldn't get the front. And customers were feeling bad for me. They brought me their scissor lift, and this guy trucked over a scissor lift and said, "Here, hopefully that helps."
Yeah.
And I'd get people to come in there like, "That's not it. It still looks bad."
That's not it.
So finally he came back and I said, "Listen, you get your ass up there and buck and fix that, or I'm going to cut you with a box cutter." That's what I told him. And I was like, "Hold on," I was like, "No, I'm done waiting."
Yeah.
So I bought him Red Bulls and cigarettes and food. Go to work. And he just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He just could not go more than, and no matter how much I threatened him, I tried to be nice.
It just didn't make it any better.
He just couldn't work. He was blocked off.
Yeah.
And I would tell you, this guy, very talented, I think.
He's a very talented individual.
Yeah, very talented.
I don't think there's anybody that will ever question the amount of talent that this kid has.
Yeah, very talented. And when I ran with him, we went in Iowa and all these places we went together. I was like, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna really take my polishing to the next level. And it did for a good while.
Yeah.
But and he showed me a lot. He spent a lot of time on the phone with me. And like I said, I considered him my brother, and I still got love for him.
Yeah.
I just think the things he was going through personally, I couldn't feel empathy for him because he was fucking me over. Yeah. My business over. And it was like 35 days with not one job in the shop.
You're very passionate about your business. So when it's taking a hit like that, it's hard to have empathy for somebody else when it's putting you in a in a predicament that you didn't want to be in to begin with because you already had the resentment that you didn't want to do it.
Right.
Do you feel bad that like he hung that $2,000 carrot in front of your mouth? And
Yeah.
like, ooh,
and
I
told Melinda, never again.
Yeah.
Never again. I've
let myself get suckered a number of times.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, well, what if I just pay you $2,000? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, because you think $2,000 in a day, I can do that. Yeah, but
that's like the whole Airstream thing. I tell everybody now, like, I don't care if it's my own mother and $1 million. Like, I love my mother.
Yeah.
She could not pay me $1 million to do another Airstream.
Yeah.
And if somebody came to me tomorrow and was like, I'll pay you $1 million to do an Airstream, I will still say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
$1 million is not worth my mental health.
Yeah, it is. I've looked at an Airstream, and I know that I could not do it.
Yeah.
I know.
You could.
Well,
anybody can.
Yeah. I guess but I don't.
It's time consuming.
Yeah, and it's not something I want to go down because those are like trap jobs.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't do it. Listen, I am not going to polish. I'm not going to put a buffer on your visor. I'm not going to buff your stacks. Not doing it.
Yeah.
And guys are like, why? I can go to Eastern Nebraska and they do it. And we'll go over there.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Over.
Yeah, because it's one of those things. If that visor is a certain angle, it shows every freaking hash mark in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably, if I saw this guy, I'd show him love because I truly know deep down he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But at the time, he was killing my business.
Yeah.
And ruined all my office furniture.
Yeah.
Because I broke every door, every desk, and it was a bad time. It was a bad time.
Oh my God. So, there's a lot of love for your business in there.
Yeah, there is. It's only because
a lot of passion.
Only because where we've been.
Yeah.
The shame that I felt, I wish that shame on no man.
Yeah.
And now we got it to this point where, it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And I want respect. I demand respect, and I tell guys, I tell customers, you're not gonna disrespect me in my shop.
Yeah.
Because I have zero tolerance for it.
Yeah.
And I'll crash this fucker down before I let you disrespect me. I'll burn this damn thing to the ground before you're gonna come in here and talk crazy to me or my guys. So I love my guys and I got their back, and I tell them, anybody ever tells you anything, if I'm not here, bring it to me. I promise you, I got your back.
I tell my guys the same thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, without your guys, what are you?
Yeah. Yeah, and I try to show them as much love as I can. We joke around, but you can bring my guys in here, and that guy loves us.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah.
So this is my baby. This is my brand, and I won't take shit from nobody.
Speaking of your brand, where did you come up with the Grime Scene unit?
In my sleep.
Really?
Me and Melinda were talking about it, and because we're going to be a mobile wash company, and I said, "How about the big squirt?" The big squirt. Oh no, that's going to be stupid. I was like, I like the big squirt. We could have a wand with a big old gush of water coming out. And she's like, no. I was like, how about? I was like, because when I thought of the name, because I was just a mobile wash guy, but I was like, hey. I want to leave the name. I didn't want it to be like Joe Blow's mobile wash.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a name that I could build on.
A brand, yeah.
If that I could say if I wanted to do interiors.
Yep.
I could. It's still if it's Joe Blow's.
Detailing and polishing.
Then you can have other things in it.
Yeah.
You don't kind of box yourself in with what you can do.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I said, hey, Grime Scene unit. She's like, that sucks. I was like, nope, that's it. Grime Scene unit. And she's like, no. And
So just out of the blue.
yeah, literally in my sleep, I was just starting to snore, and I felt myself. I wasn't all the way asleep. I was just starting to get humming, and it just came to me. And she's like, we'll talk tomorrow. And so it caught on, and everybody's like, loves it. That's a great name.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great name. And
I remember meeting you. I think Dallas was the first time I met you.
Dallas, yeah.
I remember you walking up and handing me a shirt.
Yeah.
And I read it. I'm like, Grime Scene Unit.
Yeah.
Like, that's genius.
Yes, yeah.
The marketing behind that, for me, marketing's where I excel.
Yeah.
So the second I saw that, I was like, branding.
Mm-hmm.
Branding.
Yeah.
This is going to be good marketing for somebody.
Right.
This is just, the potentials are there.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff rolling in my head, you could literally put just about anything on the back of a t-shirt with that Grime Scene Unit. I mean, you could literally have a buffer outlined in chalk or anything could be a cool picture to continually brand your market.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, and I go to the store without a shirt on, and a plain shirt, and they're like, "Oh, it's a Grime Scene guy," you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Grime Scene guy, you know. So that's pretty cool. You know, that,
you branded yourself enough that people not only know you as Rhys, but they know you as the Grime Scene guy.
And I know so many people in this town, and like I said to you earlier, when you know I forgot your name, I call you Buddy.
Buddy.
Yeah, hey Buddy, because I forgot your name.
There's just too many people.
Yeah, there's too many people.
There's too many people. Like, I feel like you're an easier person to remember because you're somebody that does a job for them.
Yeah.
So it's easier to remember your name because they call you, they're specifically looking for you when they need their car detailed or polished.
Right.
You deal with 1,000 customers like I do. It's like, I remember my guys I see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But like, going to a show, I met so many people today, I feel terrible because I don't remember anybody's names.
Right. That happens to me every day.
I remember the guy that I judged trucks with, his name is Adam.
Adam Hill, yeah.
Yeah. So,
good guy.
That's one of 50 people you introduced me to.
Yeah.
I don't remember many of their names at all.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's cool that Melinda's like, oh God, I'm Rhys, you know. Screw you, those are my people.
Those are my people.
Those are my people. So, yeah.
That's too cool.
Yeah, but I'm lucky to do this.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to do it. Like I said, we don't get to go to France or Paris or anything like that, but I love my life. Even when I was making $30,000 a month, $25,000 a month, I didn't really love my life.
Yeah.
You know, not like I do now. I have much more appreciation now than I did for my life back then. And you know, if I would have known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. But that's another story. But
listen, it ain't over yet.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't foresee you getting into kegels.
No.
Or kettlebells.
No. I unfortunately I feel like my polishing career is, you know, getting close to being over, and it sucks because I've only of my age. You know, I'm going to be 47 this year, and it's a hard job.
You got 2 young kids that care about you.
Yeah.
And I really hope you're able to keep those guys because if you can groom them into, honestly, they got a lot of good years in them.
Yeah.
And Peyton,
the big one.
He's got a lot of good years ahead.
Yeah.
And honestly, you get him into a management spot where he's running your deal and you can take care of the business side.
Yeah.
You're going to be sitting in a good spot for a long time because he's got a good 20, 25 years in him before he starts to get to where you're at.
Yeah.
And
I plan to get him to Waupun and work with you guys, and because I think like I haven't. I'm from the Zach Cambron line and
the Cram and Ram,
you know, that guy. Jeez, but anyway, I think that once he gets to see how finesse, you know, if he can learn to finesse stuff, like stuff that I don't know, I haven't been able to show him. I think he'd be a hell of a polisher.
Yeah,
And he's a better person than he'll ever be a polisher.
Yeah.
He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
And that's half the battle, honestly. Yeah. It's really half the battle. It's solid. This is going to be one of the longest podcasts.
Well, good. That's good.
I love it.
I'm the first Mexican to do it, I guess. I wait 2 years. Yeah. So.
I love that we can joke around about this, but we're probably going to get canceled for this.
Oh, no. Are we?
I don't know. Maybe.
Jeez. Too sensitive.
Everybody's too sensitive.
Everybody's too sensitive.
Life's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
We're going to get canceled for this.
Yeah.
But the people listening to it,
Yeah.
there may be like 100 people listening to it,
Yeah.
so we'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
We'll be okay.
So I'm doing this for Ellen.
Are you doing this just for Ellen?
She's been calling.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, when are you doing the
She's been
podcast?
begging for you to do it.
She's like, save this sinking ship. I was like, I'm only one man. I can only do what I can do. So.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll force her to listen to it.
Yeah, all 14 hours. For sure.
I'll put it on loop. I'll lock her in the vault.
Right.
Put it on loop on a loudspeaker.
And she's breaking all my Rouge. I think it was her. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh god, that's too awesome. So the running joke is Rhys gets broken Rouge all the time.
All the time.
And everybody does. Like USPS and UPS are just miserable. They're trying to get everything to everybody as fast as they can.
Yeah.
And they just don't care for our packages at all. They just chuck them. I swear. We get pictures every day from stuff that's just looks like it ran under a steamroller.
Wow.
And we've tried everything. We've tried bubble wrap. We've tried the air mailers. We've tried the air fillers, the packing peanuts, everything. It doesn't matter when they just smash it.
Yeah.
And when they smash it, they don't refund you.
Yeah.
Like, I pay for the insurance, and the insurance is no good at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a claim get refunded ever. So I told Ellen, get rid of the bubble wrap, get rid of all the extra expenses because I'm going to eat it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So just send it. And of course, your boxes are...
My boxes.
I don't know if your UPS guy or USPS guy just hates you.
Yeah.
But like, yours have been some of the worst. It's just brutal.
So Melinda's like, what do you care? You break it anyway. I want to break it. I want to be the one breaking the damn bar, not freaking mailman.
So Rhys comes up for Waupun. It was last year.
Last year
For Waupun during COVID. And he's like, I want to buy some supplies before I leave. I said, okay. So we literally go upstairs and wanted to borrow Brown. And I literally threw it at the floor to break it. Because I told him that the running joke was is that anytime Rhys puts in an order, Ellen has specific orders to bring it to me to break it before she could put it in the box to send it to him.
That's what it feels like.
None of it's true.
Yeah.
But
You threw it on the ground and broke it.
I literally broke it, and his wife looked at him and was like, I told you.
Oh, man. That's fucked up. But anyway.
Oh God! If we can't pick on our friends and our people that we consider family, who can we pick on?
Right, that's for sure.
I mean,
I know it's hard. With she getting packages out, and sometimes she sends me the wrong stuff. I'll put a bad review on it later.
leave me a Google review.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without her.
Yeah.
Like, I know she doesn't listen to these things, but I honestly couldn't live without my sister.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was watching the orders come through yesterday while I was here at the show, and literally yesterday was the biggest sales day I have seen the entire year. I don't know what happened. I don't know where all the extra sales came from.
Yeah.
She did $8,000 in sales yesterday. She
Wow.
was still there last night at 9:30, almost 10 o'clock last night. Katie wasn't feeling well yesterday. She took the day off. Ellen was literally there from 8 o'clock in the morning, and she didn't get out until 9:30, 10 o'clock last night.
Oh, wow.
Like, I honestly could not live without my sister.
Yeah.
Because she makes sure that all those orders that came through, even though she was shorthanded yesterday, she had all them boxes ready to go. We have a little entryway where USPS and UPS pick up. She had all that stuff ready for them to go because they pick up Saturday morning.
Yeah.
She wanted everybody's orders to still go out Saturday morning. And then today, while I'm sitting at the show, I noticed like payments were coming through. And the only way for payments to come through is for us to capture them, which means we accept the payments when they come through on the website. And so I'm like, somebody's in the office. So I logged in, checked the cameras, and I was like, oh, Katie's there. So I messaged Katie, I'm like, are you in the office? She's like, yeah, I'm sitting right here. I'm going to do orders. Ellen said she was here till 9:30 or 10 o'clock last night, and she did like 80 orders yesterday.
Wow.
And she's like, there's another 48 in the system today. She's like, I figured if I don't do some today, Monday's going to suck.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though those orders aren't going to go out till Monday morning, she came in today because she felt bad because she missed yesterday, which honestly, getting sick happens.
Yeah.
So like, she came in today to make sure that the orders are going to go out on Monday.
Yeah.
It's just, I've really got a great crew.
Yeah.
And my sister's one of those moving pieces that I just couldn't live without.
Right.
Everybody wants to sell product. Not many people understand the logistics of making sure product goes out every day.
Right.
And keeping that kind of inventory so you can make stuff go every day.
For sure.
It's just brutal. But you've been doing business long enough. What is your best piece of advice you could give to a new polisher that's either looking to get in or somebody that's been in for a while that just needs to hear something from somebody that's been doing it?
For sure, this is easy for me. Confidence is everything. You know, confidence in your ability as a polisher, as a detailer, as a man or woman. It's the most important thing, and that's why.
This is a first.
Oh,
nobody's ever said confidence on them.
Confidence, definitely. Yeah. And that's how I preach to my guys. Peyton, when he started with me, I hated him. I was like, this guy sucks ass. I don't want this guy around. And I told him, I was like, listen, get your shit and go.
Yeah.
You suck. I said, you have zero confidence. I said, get some confidence and your game will change.
Really?
He's like, I don't want you to fire me. I want to polish metal. I was like, then get some confidence like today, like right now, or I won't have you here.
Yeah.
The next day, it was a different guy. It was.
See, I went to see that. Like in the 2 days I've met him now and like seen him around. Like
he's very good at what he does.
He definitely hangs him.
Yeah.
Definitely hangs himself up. I mean, I've seen nothing but confidence.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, if you have no confidence as a man, you're never going to make it.
Yeah.
Because
world will swallow you up.
Yeah, you'll just get, I won't need you. Nobody's going to need you because that's the most important thing. Is you have to have confidence. And he was polisher with a D-wall, as Zach Cameron says, D-wall. And I told him, I was like, hey man, put that shit away. We're not using D-wall here.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I've never used a 6000. Well, you will today. And so, he got popped right away. Hit it. He ran it up a lug and rode right up the rim and right into his mast. I was like, okay, we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to roll.
Yeah. Now respect the machine.
He never looked back.
After it.
He never looked back.
That's awesome.
And I think have confidence in what you're doing. Have some self-respect. Stand up for yourself. Because Zach told me, don't ever give these fuckers a dime off. They got money. They wouldn't be polishing their trucks if they didn't have any money. He goes, don't try to cut deals. Get your money. Yeah. And that's exactly if somebody tells me, well, can I get up?
Zach's the worst about that too. Don't let him bullshit you.
Yeah.
Like he'll tell somebody he's like, I'm like $2,000, and they're like, and he's like, I was just kidding. Like 1,600, that'd be good enough.
Yeah. Well, Zach told me don't ever do it, and I've listened to him. So, stand up for yourself. Yeah. Don't let anybody, because once somebody starts coming at you crazy and you don't stop it right away,
you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Because nobody's doing that in my shop.
There's for me it's a double-sided quarter. I'll haggle on a purchase of a product, but I don't haggle on a service. Mm-hmm. Now, I may not use your service ever again, but I never haggle on a service. Mm-hmm. If you tell me your service is worth $1,000, I will always pay that because your time, you've put a value on your time. So if your service is $1,000, if I can't afford that, I just won't use you again. But I will never haggle with you on the fact that your service costs $1,000. So if I had you do work and you told me the bill was $1,000, I would not go, could you do 800? Never. I don't believe a service is something you should ever haggle.
Right.
Because you have put in your time,
right,
and you figured out what your value is worth. And if it doesn't fit my need, well then that's a situation for down the road. But the current situation is you put in your time, you need to get paid, I need to pay you. And that's one thing I struggled with for the longest time too, is I had a lot of people that I've had customers for a long time that they're the same customers and they've been with me through rough times, and cost of materials have almost tripled in the last year and a half. My prices haven't changed in 20 years. I had to start changing my prices last year, and I got a lot of kickback from my regular guys. And I was like, I feel bad, but at the same time, cost of materials have doubled across the board, and some of my items have tripled.
Yeah.
It's like, I just can't do it for the same price I used to do it at.
Right.
If you like my service and you like the quality that I'm putting out, I have to change, or I'm going to be filing bankruptcy at some point in time, and I'll just be selling product and I won't be polishing because the polishing can't be sustainable.
Right. No.
So you got to have that. I went into it with confidence that my customers will understand, and I pushed pretty hard. And the last few weeks, I've been letting Keenan do the invoicing, and he comes to me and he's always like, "So what do you want me to charge on this?" I'm like, "Listen, this is your department. Take care of it. I trust you." And he's like, "Listen, I charge way more in Colorado." I'm like, well, "You know what I charge ballpark. Do the best you can. Call it a day." And we've been hitting our margin numbers that we need to hit every day in the shop lately, which was few and far between when I was handling it, because it's hard for me to emotionally check myself out of the people that I'm really close with.
Right. Yeah.
It's like that love there still gives that discount. It wasn't good for my business, but it was good for my soul.
Right.
And what's good for your soul isn't always what's good for business.
That's for sure.
Keenan has been helping me work with that, because I need to do what's best for the business and for my customers.
Yeah.
Because if my business is no longer there, that's not good for my customers.
Right. Or the people that work for you.
Or the people who work for you. That's right.
They're going to be pissed off. Like I said, this is a very hard job.
Yeah.
And still, I don't know why I do it. Because I get up and I'm like, dang, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but you love it.
Then when the customer leaves and they're sending me pictures of random places and thank you so much, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I do it. But that's why confidence is so important. Standing up for yourself, because this is a hard job. Not everybody. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
And the mayor last year, he came to the show, and he came to the shop, and he said, "How do you describe metal polishing to me?"
You don't.
And I said, "Very easy." I was like, and I said, with all due respect, I'm just going to tell you how it is. I said, it's like coloring with a 12.5-pound crayon that's waiting for me to lose focus so it can bust my fucking face in. And he's like, whoa. And he's like, wow. Yeah, and he's like, it's waiting patiently for me to lose focus, and it's going to hit me right in the mouth.
Yep. He's like holding onto a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
And blowing at the fuse and hoping it doesn't go off in your hand.
Right.
But it is still, at the same time, it's making something really cool and shiny.
Right. Yeah. And Fred, the guy who won Best in Show today, he's like, hey man, why are you telling me to use a 6,000 when this thing's only rated for like 3,100 RPM? I was like, just do it. It's not, what's the worst that can happen? Wear your respirator, whatever.
I've seen guys lose fingers, hands, arms, legs.
So that's what I told the mayor. I was like, that's exactly what it is, and this is why I don't take anybody's shit, because it's hard. I'm not sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's your job. You're sitting behind a desk. you in the air conditioning. We're not in the air conditioning. And there's always something different, and there's always something wrong. There's sleeper could sit too low, or
There's always another hurdle.
there's wires are hanging. There's always something.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people
It's like going through what was the Indiana Jones tunnel?
right.
Where like you step on this brick and arrows shoot at you. You step on that brick and something else comes at you. It's like, all right, there's wires on top of that. There's usually loose strings underneath the straps, and there's always something to look out for. It's like, be careful for here, but look out for over there. Watch out for this.
Yeah, and it's happened to me working under a sleeper and grinding. I was like, I'm getting this baby, and then I just see that wire, and I go to pull back, and then it's whipping my ass.
Pulls the whole thing out.
All the wires come out, and you can't get away from it, and then rip my shorts. And
I know I've said this story 100 times, but did I ever tell you this story? Keenan ripped this face mask off in my shop. Oh God! So we had a car hauler customer, and he had these like stick up lights. Like they just stuck underneath the cab. And he checked them. The wires were up. I checked them. The wires were up, and I don't know just the wind coming off of the 6,000 RPM, like sometimes rattles stuff loose. And literally that light came down, and he literally pulled back. It grabbed his respirator, yanked it off his face.
Oh shit!
All I heard was bang.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounded like a respirator hitting the ground. I look over. I'm like, "You okay, buddy?" He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you okay? Yeah, I caught my respirator.
Yeah.
He's got that full beard.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he caught his beard and yanked his face into the truck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be the worst thing ever.
I've caught hoodie strings, and
I cut all mine out.
Now I do that too. But when I started with Zach, he's like, "Listen, you don't need any of that shit." And
no respirator.
Yeah, and that's the way I brought when I met with Zach the very first time, I brought my little Makita 3500, whatever it is. And he's like, "Okay, so that's not going to work." He goes, "You need this." And this thing was like a missile.
Twice.
Yeah. And then he threw some diamond plate out and he goes, "Start cutting." And I was like, "Okay, so," and I was like,
green.
So scared.
Yeah.
And I got to the edge, I was like, bang, when you hit the edge. And he's like, "Keep going, you're doing great." And that's how I learned. And I'm glad I did learn that way.
Yeah.
Because he didn't let me.
Didn't let you get scared.
Didn't let me.
Work through it.
Yeah, he was looking at John and Parker, and they were looking at me, and I was like, okay, so I used to fight in downtown Denver with dudes. I can handle this, but it wasn't easy. I was so happy when I got my 3,500 RPM. I was like, I'm gonna make millions with this thing. I never used it again. Yeah, he's like, you don't need the respirator, and you don't need that machine. Yeah, he goes, those are for bitches. So he goes, use this one.
Yeah,
so
that's the Zach Cameron way. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I'm glad.
I remember you guys called me when you were over there by Zach, and I don't even know what he was running his mouth about. He was just running his mouth, and you were in the background chirping off. I'm like, oh God, you guys are two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because I knew you were going to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
he spent, when I was trying to get started, I called polishers all over, California, Nevada, everywhere. Nobody, got nothing for you.
Nobody wants that.
And then Zach called, I was like 4 hours, like, damn, I got to get to work.
Listen, sometimes he just likes to talk.
Yeah.
So he'll talk to anybody.
Yeah. But I'm glad I got to right off the start, use a big machine.
Yeah.
And it is scary. It is, it's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to do it, and hopefully I can do it another couple of years, because it's getting hard, shoulders, but
I'm 39. I feel like I'm 100.
Yeah, it's making money the hard way for sure. For sure. I'm gonna sell insurance or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna do something else.
Well, let me know. I got a really good insurance guy right now, but you just never know.
Yeah, you never know. I want to tell you, I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that when somebody, if you would have got an airplane and got here in an hour, You
Would
know,
have had less value.
yeah, a little less value. But you brought your wife and your kids, and you traveled to be here long hours, and that's why I wanted to make sure that you guys were in a good hotel.
You made it special.
Thanks.
The wife and kids have loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
The kids thought it was awesome when we got there, and they had a little gift bag sitting there waiting for them. And you guys went above and beyond. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow getting to spend some personal time with you guys at your home and seeing you guys in your home element.
Yeah.
Because like you guys have seen me in my
Sure.
home element a number of times, and I'm grateful to be here to get to be a part of your life now, not just you guys a part of my life.
Right.
It's great for us to be able to also give back now and be a part of your life. And honestly, the show was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the big, huge Joplin or anything like that. But at the same time, like, I love to see that it's growing and that you're going to keep moving it forward and that it's doing something positive.
Yeah.
And getting out and talking to a lot of the truck drivers and having the booth and having them come through the booth.
Yeah.
It was awesome to get to be here and see that, honestly, the little shows is where my life thrives.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the big shows, but the little shows are where people and relationships are made.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm grateful that you invited us out.
Yeah.
I'm glad to come, and I think next year, if Dave has his the week before yours again, I think we're going to turn it into a 2-week trip. I'll bring the wife and kids along again. We'll go up there to his show.
Yeah.
We'll spend a few days up there, do a little vacationing up there, and then cruise down here to yours. And it'll be a good time.
I told Dave we'd be there next year too, just to
gives us some extra time.
do anything we can support him.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of stress. And like I said, it's hope he keeps doing it. And I saw him. He was emotional. Remember I was telling you when Dave was emotional. In my first show, I was a little bit emotional because I was so exhausted.
Yeah.
I was so stressed.
Yeah.
And I was so glad it was over. But all that. But then the love that people showed.
Yeah.
You know, the people that did show.
Yeah.
They had nothing but love, and that's all that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I kind of that's why I asked you, you know, when I saw Dave emotion, I wanted to reach out.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that was.
No, I think he's in a good spot. I think I'm pretty sure Dave's in a really good spot. I need to reach out to him now that I probably will on our drive home because I'll have some time to sit and chit chat with him. I feel like he's in a good spot. I feel like he is an emotional guy. He's been through some traumatic things in life, and he has a really bright outlook on life.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I had a number of conversations when he came down and trained in my shop. We had a number of conversations where him and I went to dinner the one night, and we just had a really deep, long talk about life in general. And his perspective on life is amazing. Like he's been through a really traumatic injury where they told him he would never walk again. Yeah. And he does. I mean, he's thriving, and he's not just surviving, he's thriving.
Yeah.
And
he's got the big man beard too. Big man beard.
He grows that afro.
Yeah.
We joke around every year. He's gonna grow his afro out for Louisville. I'm gonna grow my mustache out for Louisville.
Oh wow. Nice.
Yeah, it'll be impressive.
Yeah.
One of these years I'll actually hold through until Louisville, because I get like a month in and it gets so long because I'm like there's a lot of German in there.
Oh yeah.
So like it gets so long I can't stand it anymore. As soon as it starts getting in my mouth, I'm like, I gotta get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, just trim it up. I'm like, I don't like trimming it.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna grow it, it's got to be right.
Right, for sure.
I'm not gonna half-ass it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just too perfect.
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you for everything, and thank you for this opportunity. You know, if anybody wants to contact me, I'm always on my phone. And these young guys, like I said, I'm never will I consider myself a great polisher.
You're going to be really soon. You're already a good polisher.
Yeah.
A little fine tuning, and you're going to be a great polisher.
But I'm willing to talk to anybody. Not on Cameron's level, but you know. Yeah.
You know, and that's half the battle. Honestly, I wish more polishers would start talking to each other and not steering people in the wrong way. Yeah. Like I do know a lot of polishers that you'll call them and ask them information, and they'll send you down the wrong path on purpose. Yeah. Because they want you to screw up. They don't want you to be a part of this. Right. And there's so much work for everybody. Oh my God. Not everybody can do all the work. You're in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and doing well.
Yeah, busy.
I mean, staying busy
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Anybody near a city could be killing it. I mean, I got 12 local polishers in my area.
Yeah.
And we're still booked out 2 months.
Yeah.
Like,
there's plenty of rooms for everybody.
there's so much for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody could be eating really well.
Yeah.
So, this has become one of my favorite parts. I don't know why, because a lot of times it's tough questions.
Mm.
But it's nice to get to hear something from one of my friends. I consider you family.
Yeah.
Like you become inner circle, and this is the part where I get to let you have the floor for a little bit and ask me a question.
Sure.
I always tell everybody, religion and politics is one thing off the table, and
Yeah.
I try not to talk about previous companies I've worked with,
Yeah.
just because it's still a really sore subject. But anything else?
To me, I think a lot about this about myself, but when it's all said and done, when you're an old man, what is it you want people to really say?
That's a good one.
About you?
Like Keenan's asked me this a number of times, and I never have a good answer. But now I have to have a good answer because you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
So, when this thing's all said and done, and I leave this place, and that's hard. Like, I've always wanted better for my kids. Not that I didn't have a good life growing up, but I've always wanted better for my kids because I want my kids to be able to give their kids even better.
Right.
And I feel like that's what we all want, right?
For sure.
But at the same time, like when I leave this place, I want to be able to say that I didn't have to screw my way to get it to the top. Like I didn't have to bury people to get to where I'm at. I didn't have to do wrong on purpose to get to where I'm at. Have I made some mistakes over the years? Yes. I'm human. I'm like everybody else. I've gone down some bad paths and made some bad choices and listened to some people I shouldn't have listened to.
Right.
And I've talked my fair share of shit, and I wish I could go back and take some of that back, but at the end of the day, it's made me who I am now.
Right.
So I'm grateful for the path I've been on. But when I leave this world, I hope that people can stand back and say, that guy tried his hardest, and he gave back to his community as much as he could, and he did some good with his life and not just pissed it away.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, that's the one thing I hope that can come out of this. Now, do I hope there's some kind of legacy that gets left behind?
Sure.
Like my girls take over my business? Yes, 100%. I hope one of my girls, I joke around with my girls all the time. One of you is going to go to college and get a business degree,
Right.
so that you can take what I built and actually turn it into something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really hope they both stay involved. Both of my girls are fully involved right now. They wrap labels on products. They come in, vacuum once in a while. Like I try to keep them involved.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be present with our business. So I hope we leave some kind of legacy behind that one of the girls wants to take it over at some point in time and make it hers. But when I'm gone, I just want, I don't care if it's just one person that remembers. I hope one person keeps it going and pays it back to the industry again.
Right.
Like the whole YouTube thing just sparked out of, I wanted people to be able to have something they could search to find. Like you started reaching out to other polishers and everybody was like, nah, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Like I started the YouTube thing with good intentions. I still have it going with good intentions. I plan to continue doing it with good intentions. I want people to have a place they can go and look for information and have information available. Yeah. Like I remember how much it sucked.
Yeah.
When you were struggling and trying to figure it out on your own, and it was like, maybe this isn't for me.
Right.
But I loved it.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't for me. And yeah, when I'm gone, I hope there's something left behind.
Yeah, for sure. As I think, you know, when we have children, I think that's, you know, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Somebody would say that guy wasn't always good, but deep down,
Yeah.
you know, he was rock
He
solid.
tried his hardest.
Yeah.
And he had a big heart.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's any good dad goes down that road. But at the same time, like, that's been my goal. It's turned into my life goal now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing I get up in the morning, I tell myself, and I push for.
Yeah.
Is I want this thing to be something that my kids are proud of, that they want to take over. And
not only that, you know, your parents, your extended family, like, that guy's doing good.
yeah,
You know.
my dad is my biggest lover.
Yeah.
Like, he talks about me to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
He's a great guy.
He is.
Yeah.
I love my dad to death. And he could be anywhere and strike up a conversation with anybody, and you will know his life story by the time he's done talking to you. Because he will tell you about his knee, he'll tell you about his back, he'll tell you about every surgery he's ever had, every illness he's ever had, and he will fill you in. And I'm always a part of that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, my dad always makes sure he plugs my business somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
He always tells everybody that my sister works for me and that the two of us get along so great. And we do. 99.9 days out of 100.
Yeah.
Ellen and I are just 100% with each other.
Good.
And it's awesome that my parents are so supportive of that as well. And I've got a bunch of friends that are very supportive. I've become really good friends with a lot of polishers like yourself that are also very supportive. And it took me a long time to look past caring about the things like what products you use.
Yeah.
Of course, I want everybody to use my stuff, especially when you're in my inner circle.
Right.
I want my guys to use my stuff because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into my products that we've released.
You bet.
And it's not that it's a slap in the face if you don't use them, but I stopped letting it hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I needed to understand that a lot of the times the products that I would like and that I recommend are not always what works for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to be able to hold my inner circle at a higher level of they're trying to do better for their business. Right. And it's allowed me a lot less stress, and it's allowed me to be a lot closer to a lot of other people. And I've let a lot more people into my circle. May bite me at some point in time. Yeah. But I feel like it was a good move for me and my soul.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's only beneficial that you keep opening your home. Because I got to meet Casey and
Ashley,
and then Steve. Different polishers. Yeah. You know, different styles.
I wish. Yeah. We've talked about this with a few other polishers. A few guys have always said, like, why don't we do a polishers convention? Yeah. I'm like, could you imagine all of us in one building? Yeah. Like,
a bunch of egos. Yeah.
Everybody would just. Yeah. It would just be a brawl.
Yeah, it would be a brawl.
Like, and I'm sad that we can laugh about that because we know that that's where it would go. Yeah. But like anybody that, like, you've been to the golf outing now, and you've seen that, like, Casey, Keenan, Steve, you, and I, we were all sitting in the same room. Yeah. Not a single one of us was trying to outdick the other one. Right. No. And not a single one of us was trying to outperform the other one. Right. We just sat around and had a good conversation. Yeah. And it's just great. I wish there was more polishers that could come and sit and break bread at that same table and get to meet you guys and get to see, like, we don't need to hate each other. Right, no. Like, the five of us, I go to shows and work with Zach. I go to shows and work with Keenan. I've worked with Casey. Uh-huh. Casey's come to Davis Brothers with me a number of times. He does a lot of their work for them now. Uh-huh. That doesn't bother me one bit. Right. Like, I'd rather see my friends succeed. Right. And Steve. I would work with Steve. He went to work with us 1 year at Lone Star. I thought it was awesome getting to work with another guy.
Yeah.
Some other shows I've gone to that we've worked with other polishers. And I wish more people would, even if they don't want to come up for Waupun or any of that stuff, I wish they would come up for the golf outing.
Yeah.
Because it's such a different atmosphere.
Right.
Like, we take polishing completely out of it.
Right.
We do still talk polishing.
Yeah.
Because it's our lives.
Right.
But
I thought it was great. Excuse me, but I thought it was great. Casey is like easy like Sunday morning. Like
super chill.
Super chill. Like are you awake? You know. So,
Are you awake?
Yeah, he's like super chill.
Yeah.
He does that accent, you know. And great guy. And I said I can't wait to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Same with Steve. Steve is different. You know, he's different than Casey and different than me.
Yeah.
But we were able to talk about stuff and
his social media stuff hasn't gotten to his head yet.
Yeah. Oh no, and I watch that stuff. Yeah. And he's funny.
He just hit 500,000 on TikTok or 600,000 on TikTok.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do this again.
Yeah.
Because we had a great time just sitting there, you know.
Sitting in the patio,
talking polishing. But and I do hope, you know, we can get more guys. There's no.
I don't remember who I was talking to. Somebody not too long ago had just told me, they were like, "You should do a polishers convention." I'm like, you know what? My golf outing has become a polishers convention. Like, after all of my family leaves and all of everybody else leaves, and I said it's just those of us polishers that have stayed the extra day. I said, it's kind of turned into a polishers convention. We didn't intentionally do it, but it's like we've had 5 or 6 polishers in one area, just conversing.
And I think it's good.
Yeah,
it's good, you know, to talk about different techniques and stuff like that, and
absolutely,
and just get to know the people. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah. So
building relationships.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Building relationships
in the industry, and any extra relationship you can build in the industry, if somebody can help feed you and it helps your business. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge thing. And honestly, I send recommendations to people all the time to other polishers in their areas. Like, if they don't get up to my area, I absolutely recommend you guys. It's one of those things that, like, I'm glad and grateful that I can recommend people to other good polishers that I know aren't out there just suckling off the system.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. Yeah. It's been fun.
It's been awesome. Yeah. And I'm glad you did this podcast with me. Yeah. We've been joking around about it forever. Yeah, for sure. We were gonna do it at Waupun last year, but as you saw, Wapun's just hectic.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
then we're gonna do it at the golf outing. Yeah. And the golf outing was hectic. Yeah. I really thought I could pull it off, and I definitely couldn't. I definitely oversold my confidence on that. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad we got to do it here.
Yeah.
In your home.
Yeah. This is it's a cool place. And I stress these people out. I was like, hey man, the pool better work. There better not be no fat guy floating there. He's got 2 little girls.
The lady at the front desk thinks I'm part of a band or something. Oh, really? She's like, you're the famous guy? I'm like, oh my God. Tell me Rhys did not tell you I'm famous.
I said, hey man, I'm not going to have this guy come here and take his girls out there and some fat guys laying in the pool.
Because when I asked him today if we could use the conference room for this, she was like, you're the famous guy, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not famous. Like, I don't know what Rhys told me.
No, I was just telling him, I was like, I don't want this to look, I just got to go right. I want the rooms clean. I don't want any shenanigans.
Well, I will say, you went above and beyond this week. Like, you really went out of your way to take really good care of us. And that says a lot about who you are as a person, too. Yeah. And you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Yeah. I hope us being here and us donating was. I hope that helped. Yeah. I hope you don't feel bad with us coming up.
Oh no. I believe me. I feel very grateful, and that you would take time, and because I know that your presence. People know that, hey, he's going to be there. We want to go. It's only going to help raise more money. And man, you worked hard today. We shuffled chairs. So tables.
I don't mind getting my hands dirty. That never bothered me.
Yeah, it's been a good time. I appreciate it. Can't wait to be in Waupun next month.
Yeah. Bring Peyton along too.
Yeah.
He'll love it.
I definitely will. He's a good shit.
So have a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, on to the next one.
It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you the next time, and it seems like it's never enough.
We gotta give a shout out to P Hucks. Is he doing good?
Parker.
Yeah. I call him P Huck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing better.
Good.
He's on the path to recovery, and
Good.
hopefully his accident goes away quickly.
Yeah.
Hopefully that.
Get back on the road.
Yeah. Sounds like he's gonna be getting out of the hospital here real soon, and hopefully it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
It's.
I got nothing but love for those guys. Those guys showed me extended, welcome. They were really welcome to me, and just treated me. They treated me very good.
Yeah.
And so I got nothing but love for
Good people.
those guys out there in Eastern Nebraska.
The first guys to cut you a break.
Yeah, first guys that let me in. You know, and they said, Zach's like, "Oh, keep calling Evan. Just keep calling. If you got a question, just keep ringing."
Listen, that's the way to get me.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
gotta keep calling.
For sure. So I was like, "No."
Eventually, it's just like, all right,
Yeah.
you broke me down.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully Parker is doing good, and look forward to seeing him. And I'd like to have those guys out here next time. And Keenan hates Western Nebraska, but I want him to come out. And
I think next year, if I can make it work, I'd like to fly Keenan in for Dave's show, because I'll probably have him run the shop until like the day of Dave's show, and then I'll fly him in for Dave's show. I'll shut the shop down for the week. He can come in for Dave's show, hang out. He can ride down with us down to your show here, and we can make like a little shop vacation out of it.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Hopefully we can make that work.
Yeah, and then we'll get him a room.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He'll love it.
yeah, for sure.
He might not like this side of the state, but I think he'd had a really good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
A lot of cool trucks and a lot of great people out here.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for everything.
Yeah.
For sure. I appreciate your friendship.
That street goes both ways, because it's been fun. Like I said, I know we pick on each other.
Yeah,
but
no.
It really is good to have another guy that like yourself in my life.
Yeah. I got your back.
Yeah.
We need to cut somebody. We'll
get box cutters.
We'll get some box cutters.
It'll be all right.
And Peyton carry a whole body by himself. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah.
It's been a good. I think we're at like 2 hours.
Oh man.
I think it's gonna be tapping on that 2 hours. And honestly, there's so much good information in this, and I hope people listen through it all the way through to the end.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see a whole other perspective from somebody that's been on top and the bottom.
Yeah.
And had the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's just you just gotta do it the right way.
Yeah.
Just do it the right way. You can sleep good.
Save yourself that.
Yeah. Do it the right way. Pay your insurance. Do it right, even though it sucks. But, that way you don't have nothing to worry about. You screw something up, you're not gonna come out of pocket.
Don't lose the sleep at night.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
I
buddy.
appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
And
I know you look like death warmed over. You better go shower and go to bed.
Oh god.
Yeah.
My kids, I hope they're out of the pool by now.
Yeah.
Because my little one, she was headed straight to the pool.
Oh really? Yeah.
She was making mom go.
Good. Take advantage of it. Yeah.
They love this stuff.
Yeah, we'll do breakfast tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, well, that'd be good.
Yeah. And then you said you want to go to the
I do want to go up to Scott's Bluffs. Yeah. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be cool to go see it.
I'll get some food, some restaurant manager to give us free food. Yeah.
Well, you let me know where you want to go for breakfast.
Yeah.
Tammy's been talking about it. She wants to do breakfast in the morning. She's like, if you want to go up, I'm like, no, we can all go.
Yeah.
We can all go to breakfast. We
Yeah,
can all go to Scott's Bluffs. So
yeah,
it'd be a good time.
She's great.
Yeah.
Tammy's great.
I love her.
Yeah, she's a trooper. She was sweating and flies, and she looked like an Ethiopian. With flies on. She was bad.
She was packing up chairs and tables, and she's a trooper.
Yeah, she was definitely a trooper.
I love her.
Good.
Awesome. Let's see you in the morning.
Yeah. All right.